Welcome back, everyone, to session whatever number this is. I am super
25,
prepared
26.
today, as you can tell, is in evidence. Session 20. I never made a post for this. This is session 26. Number 26. Alrighty. So our adventures in Ank'Harel continue. Ben has taken a job from the Cobalt Soul and brought everyone along with him. Tracking the activities and motives of one Lauren Ophitis, purported to be a cultist of the betrayer god Zahir. You followed him back to his apartment in the Sigil district, to a building housing a number of professors and visiting scholars and such, very near to the Crystal Chateau property. You all stalked him, tried to listen in, look in, whatever your options were. Thorn went in and spoke with Ophitis for a time, seemed to gain his confidence, and told him to look for a sign, I believe, and he would know it when he saw it, was all the detail this man was given. You all then left on Lucas's expertly acquired carriage that I still don't know how that happened. That's a lie. That was your crazy paladin stuff, because that's
natural charm. Natural charm.
Yeah, a natural 7 that somehow turned into a 20. But never mind that. You all, Arno stated that he had an errand he wished to run up in the ridge. You dropped Exarvea off by the Suncut Bazaar on the way, and that is where we left off. So I can move the little feather that shows where you are. Actually, let me see if I can find it on my computer. I made a little map mostly for myself to kind of keep track of the most likely path. And boy, I hope that's on this computer and not the one I am not using today. It's on the one I'm not using today. That's fine. That's fine. I remember the path.
I'm so sorry, Stars.
Go set them up side by
I've done
side.
this to myself.
Okay, we'll take whatever path you need us to take, Stars.
Yeah.
So, off the top of my head, I'm just going to draw a little path instead of trying to use an image that I had already prepared. Let's see. So, if you were going to the ridge, you would have to circumvent the Cerulean Palace because you can't just cut through there.
Mm.
Yep, by way of the bazaar.
Road,
yep.
I figured this is about where Ix would get dropped off.
That looks about right. That's easy enough to be picked up at.
Yep.
So
nice big crossroads right next to the palace.
Made her way in. There's probably like a big archway and a lot of colorful tapestries and a banner or a sign of some kind proclaiming that you are now entering the Suncut Bazaar.
Mm-hmm.
So Ix has made her way in there, making her way. And the rest of you have continued on the main road toward the ridge. And that is where we will pick up. My first question for Ix. Let's see. So looking at your shopping that I did see and didn't ignore, just other things were happening, I think. I don't know.
You forgot. It's fine. I'm at the bottom of your list. I get it.
I forgot.
I forgot. Like right at the end. I'm not offended.
Okay. If you would be so kind as to give me an investigation check.
Oh, fuck me. I mean, damn.
Oh, we lost Kitty.
Her internet died.
Kitty said, "Oh man, it's a shopping episode."
Yeah, she said, "I'm done with this." Ooh, 22. That is a 22.
Shopping introduction.
the-
Well then.
I'm on the right character sheet, right? Yeah.
Like, was that really Hicks?
It
Did
felt
Hicks
too
get
high.
22?
It really did. I was like, anyway, yes, 22.
Okay, so easily enough, you find a wide array of choices for clothing that are more suitable to the climate than what you've been wearing in the chillier areas of Jorhas. Let's see. The special ink takes a little time to track down, but you do find a vendor that seems reputable that has the specific kind of ink on hand, and he has the amount that you require.
Perfect.
So you can acquire your 50 gold worth of magic ink.
Thank you.
Let's see. The poison healing. You look around, you do find an apothecary. They seem to have the sort of things you're looking for amongst, like, also, just run of the mill healing potions and such, which Ben is able to produce for you guys well enough. Asking around, you do find a potion of protection from poison.
Okay.
And that, let's see. That is available for 100 gold.
Fuck off. Okay.
With that
Don't laugh at
attitude
me.
in
Don't
mind,
laugh at me.
you can also find a vendor who has a few spell scrolls among other relatively simple magic items. You can find a scroll of lesser restoration.
Okay.
For 100 gold.
God damn it. Okay. Cool.
You are welcome to note those for later or get one or both. And the last item, did you want that to be a surprise when you meet up with the others, or?
Yeah. I won't be able to do anything with it because that's part of the whole poison thing. Because I'll say attunement is required. That's the closest thing I could say. If I say the other word, I feel like everyone else is gonna know. So, cool.
Well, you do find a vendor for this item. It has a few options, various colors. You look around at your options, and one in particular catches your eye, and you just have to.
I have to. Well, not just that, but I would confer with my companion, and my companion would also like him, because I wouldn't get the item. Jesus Christ, this is so awful. I wouldn't get the item if I didn't think it was compatible. Oh,
excellent.
Awful. I hate this. Okay.
I think I know what it is. It's fine.
I also think I know what it is. I can't wait.
You all should. It's almost painfully obvious at this point.
I think you said more than you meant to, but that's fine.
I did.
It'll still be a reveal. Let's see. All right.
I think that's it.
All right, so that'll do for Ix for the moment in the Suncut Bazaar. All right.
And then she'll eventually make her way back if nothing else happens. So.
Okay. We'll say, it takes you a little time. You have to, do some walking around, asking around, go to a couple of different spots within the bazaar. So that does take some time. But let us return to the rest of our friends. Go back to the boys in the carriage. Let's see.
Oh, X has left the boys alone. Bad stuff is gonna happen. We're gonna get in so much trouble. X. You left the boys alone, X.
You know what? That's fine. You all go do your own shit. I'll just find. Oh fuck, where's Ben? Is Ben with you? No, don't take Ben with you while you do this.
You said you wanted to go off by yourself.
Yeah. What's
Oh,
At
going
no
on?
point did you say, "Hey Ben, come shopping with me."
Yeah, you even suggested I help Arno with blacksmithing.
Oh shit, I did.
Which, by the way, Arno, you like walked off before him, but Arno was like, I mean, I didn't mean now. I just meant in the. Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, this is bad.
X is like, Ben, why the hell didn't you come with me to the market? Ben's like, you volunteered me for Arno duty. I don't get it.
Arno, dude.
You're all like behind bars because you stole a carriage or some shit, like crazy.
I didn't steal a carriage.
That's not how the freaking Hand of Ord is gonna see it. They're just gonna see you with a freaking cap and
Easily
freaking
resolved.
Oh, this is bad. This is so bad. I left you all alone. You're right. This is a huge oversight. I need to mute myself while this goes down. I can't.
One more little fun note for Exarvea. A short ways into, like physically into the Suncut Bazaar, you do see looming in front of you, I think it might be one of the largest buildings on the map that's not the palace.
Yeah,
But
that's
you
this one right here.
do see a fairly sizable building, the couple of golden domes cresting the top. This seems to be like the casino, if ever you were to need to go to a casino. That is the Lux Run Casino.
She ain't gonna play with that. She ain't gonna play with that.
Doesn't from the outside doesn't seem like super busy in the early afternoon or whatever time of day it is.
I mean, if she
Yeah.
has time, she'll probably peruse, but she won't play anything.
Also seems to be like there's like a wheel built around it. There's just a lopsided circle road surrounding this place. So yeah, it's definitely a centerpiece of part of the Suncut Bazaar.
Noted.
Put that aside. Back to the carriage. You all continuing up the path. As you go, you do see coming up, there is a rather wide, not very tall, but a very wide structure. Mostly just seems to be a wall around something, perhaps. But you realize as you get closer that you are approaching the Bowl of Judgment. There is a lot of noise coming from inside, a lot of like yells of exertion, clanging of metal. There is a crier out front. He seems to be reminding all the passersby to be sure to come to the weekly bouts that apparently happen every week on the day of Compston, which is, Matt, what are you doing with your days of the week here? Which, since today is Grisson the 19th, that is 2 days from now, is the next competition. So, potentially something to file away for later. And as you are passing the Bowl of Judgment, Lucas, I presume, is still the one driving?
Correct.
You
Yes.
notice ahead of you, a ways, there is another patrol of the Hand of Ord. So unless you are choosing to detour to avoid them and are passing them since they are right at the intersection that you need to take to get to the ridge, I will need a performance check.
Performance check. Let's
Same
do
as,
it.
Same as before, to play it off like nothing is wrong here.
$21.
All right. Much like before, the patrolling hand walks on by. They glance at the carriage, but don't give you a second look. They don't seem to take notice of the driver in particular. They carry on past you, going the other way, and you are free to continue. Heading up north-northwest, you take a ramp, little switchback up a words are failing me right now. That's kind of important for a DM, is words. But you take a switchback up the hill, I suppose, to get to the elevated district that is the aptly named Ridge. And Arno, you have an errand here. Are you? What's the plan from here now that you're at the Ridge?
He would try to look for a blacksmith. Preferably, like, one that looks, like, slightly nicer, because mithril isn't, like, a cheap material, so he is trying to keep an eye out.
I would like you then to make an investigation check, and you could be aided by your companions, since there is a group of you.
Everybody pick a window.
Please help me. Okay. He's fine. I
Okay.
got a natural 20, and then I got on my D4, I got the 4. So,
Well then, so a natural 24.
and then I have invested +3, so 27.
Excellent, excellent. Okay. So heading up to the ridge, looking around, maybe asking around just to have a place to start. You do find some other metalworking shops on your way in that don't seem like elaborate or fancy enough to be working with mithril necessarily. But you ask around. You are told that a fellow named Ariok is the only person in the ridge that works with mithril. And just from with your 27, anybody who talks about Ariok seems to hold him in high regard. Uh, it's generally referred to as like a positive, energetic person to be around, and also an excellent craftsman. Just has a special way with the metal. Like just everything he makes is the golden touch. Uh, just from people talking about it. You get directions to Ariok's shop, which also seems to be his home. Let's see. I didn't really have a location picked out per se. Let me just say he's this little green roof up there. That's a good spot for Ariok. Okay. You do hear also from a couple people that you ask, trying to pin down like where he is. It seems his shop has been closed for several days now, maybe a week. So that's a little odd. You get there, and there doesn't seem to be any activity in or around the building.
Can I go up and, like, knock on the door? Peek through a window?
Certainly. You knock on the door, wait a moment. Doesn't seem to be a response. He does. There is like a work area that is out, like not completely walled in. You can like see his workspace a little bit. Just kind of got a little fence around it. Yeah, the forge, which is a very nice looking forge, like it's got iconography. It seems like money was spent on this thing. Might be more to it than meets the eye, even who knows. But the forge is cold. There's a little peering in through a window. You can see a little bit of light a ways in, but don't see or hear anybody moving around.
Thorn is gonna peek out the window of the carriage at Arno, where he's knocking at the door, and go, "You want a I mean, doesn't look like anybody's home. If you really want me through, we could take it.
I can just hear Nyx now. You guys stole a carriage, and then you stole some mithril.
Listen, we have to give her a reason to be worried.
I like how Andy's face looked like that was going to go any other direction except what it did.
I know, I forgot. Especially because Thorn is the one who was literally told that, like, one of the worst crimes is theft. And he's like, hey!
He was also the one at the caravan stop that's like, hey, how bad do you really want that thing? Because, I mean, we can just get the
Yeah, it was a
finger
jug.
discount.
It was a jug. He's like, we can take care of it real fast.
We could just
we can acquire that for free 99.
we could ask around, see if anybody knows what happened. Although,
Yeah.
if we're gonna go through with Thorn's plan, maybe we don't want to do that because we don't want people to know our face.
I mean, no one mentioned that he wasn't around, though, which is making me curious. There was a light inside. Would I be able to, like, go around the building to see if I could get to the window where the light was coming from?
You could, yes.
Alright. Arna's gonna do that. Arna's gonna be like, hold that thought, and then go and check to see if he can see. Because, like, as the
perception.
child of a blacksmith, someone's forge going cold to him is probably like, you died. Like, what happened to you? Like,
Arno's looking for the funeral service right now.
yeah, like, where's the body in his mind? But
Okay. Yeah,
But yeah.
you check around looking for other windows closer to where you saw a light source. Give me a perception check, please.
okay. 17.
17, all right. Peering in through a couple of windows, you can see a couple of other rooms in the building. There seems to be like a little storefront area. Let's see, there is a window around the back. Seems to be a bedroom of the home. And looking in, it looks like there is somebody in the bed, like under the covers and turned away from you. And there is like just a very small, like a lantern is lit nearby on a table.
Is Arno about to be rude? Arno's gonna be rude. He's gonna knock on the window.
If you knock insistently enough, it takes a few moments. The person in the bed does eventually stir, turn around, and just like look at you like, what is this noise that's happening all of a sudden? And let's see. Oh, where is my picture? I have a picture for.
He got
mostly
you
for
a
my own
photo
reference.
of this NPC. Oh boy.
Oh.
I got me a photo of this NPC. Guess what else is on my other computer?
Oh no.
That's okay. You can post it all later. It'll be fun. It'll be like a little after session. I can relive these moments.
You'll
I have
describe
it-
him.
I
We'll
have it some-
decide what he looks like in our head, and then be wrong. Like with the pale wizard.
Yeah, the wizard that's way
Right.
younger than we all anticipated. We're all like, oh, no.
Not me.
That's true.
What happened? What did I do? What? Jesus.
Okay.
Take
I'm glad I found a like a clipped down picture. I'll find the real picture later. I'm glad I found that because I was about to mix him up in my head with another NPC that I have a picture for. Looking in, you see a looks to be a orc, perhaps half orc man, hard to tell through the window, with him half turned towards you. As much he seems young, but has like almost white hair, like platinum blonde, almost white. Catches you a little by surprise, and his is no, you have dark vision, so dim light is bright light to you. His skin, instead of like the usual like greenish hue you see on orcs most of the time, his almost has like a faintly gold hue to it. It's not like metallic gold or something, but just kind of golden in color instead of green. But he looks over at the window, seems to see you, and kind of mumbles something incomprehensible in response to your knocking.
I feel like Arno was 100% expecting him to be dead in that bed, so he would probably have a like, oh, shit, wait, sorry, I'm just gonna, with like Chester, like, I'm just gonna go.
If you weren't open, you should have posted it on your website.
Oh, my sign.
Let's see. Are you leaving the window, or are you lingering for a moment to see what his response is?
Probably lingering a moment, but if he like goes to turn like, fuck you, I'm going back to bed, Arno would be like, that's fair.
Okay. He's a little sluggish, but he tosses the sheet off. Gets up. Let's see. Dressed very simply and comfortably right now. Like it almost looks like he had like gotten up for the day and went back to bed, possibly. But yeah, no, he gets up, kind of stretches like everything is uncomfortable right now. And he just looks at you, a little puzzled, maybe.
Arno just waves like,
Can I do something for you?
sorry, overactive imagination. I had heard about you from the locals, and they didn't say that you were closed or gone or anything. So when I came here and your like forge was cold, I started, I don't know, thinking the worst and thinking that you might have be dead. So I wanted to check in to see if you needed help. So sorry.
Did you need anything from my shop?
I'm actually looking for Mithril, and I heard you're the man.
So come around to the front, I guess. This is a little awkward.
Sorry.
Poor guy sounds depressed.
Yeah,
Is everything okay? Are you nocturnal? I wasn't expecting you to be asleep during the day. Is it a holiday here?
No, I was up, and nothing going on, so I got up.
Nothing going on.
Make an insight check, by the way.
Okay. This is 19.
Well, setting aside the part where this is not at all how this man was described to you by the other smiths that directed you here, he seemed to get an extra little twinge of sadness or maybe regret when you mentioned his forge. being cold. But yeah, he said, just come on, come around. And he starts walking towards the front of the interior, not really waiting to see if you start heading that way.
Arno jogs to like catch up to him. Going around.
All right.
You could call out to the carriage and be like, "It's fine. I got him."
He opens the door for you. You don't hear the sound of any locks being opened. So apparently his front door was not locked. But yeah, no, he opens the door. It seems he's lit a few more lights on the inside since he has somebody coming in now. Is anybody joining Arno? And Arno, are you heading on inside, I assume?
Is the shopkeeper
Yeah,
seem
he is.
okay with us going in?
It's a shop.
Yeah.
I mean, Ben would probably be a little bored in the cart. No offense, Lucas. So we'd be like, all right, let's go.
Thorn will stay put.
Alrighty. Or at least I need more of my notes out and available.
Are there any armor and weapons on display in the shop?
Let's see. There's not just a whole lot that's like ready to go and on display. Since this guy works in a rather rare and expensive metal, it seems like a lot of his stuff is made to order. I will say there are a few like more mundane looking things. Like there's a couple of suits of armor that don't look like they're made of mithril. Just so he has something to sell when it's not, when he's not doing a big order for someone. You see a few like iron swords and blades, other weapons and such as well on display.
Really have a convincing reason for Ben to be in here, so he's just going to be oohing and ahhing at the armor while Arno does his thing. So...
All right. Imagining himself wearing a glorious suit of plate mail. It's like, I wonder what I would look like as a panda with plate armor. But yes, so the interior, there's, like I said, there's a few more lanterns lit, but it's still a little dim in here. I think most everyone is fine, though. Lucas and Ben can do their goggles if they want to see more clearly, but that is optional and up to them. It is otherwise just dim light in here. But yeah, he's just kind of standing there in his casual clothes, looking at Arno's like, so what can I do for you?
Yeah, I was, like I said, in the market for some mithril, and possibly use of your forge, like renting it, all that sort of stuff. I can do some like help around the forge and everything myself.
Gotcha.
And make up for it. So I just have a project that I want to work on, and I'm not from the city, so I don't have forge of my own.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, mithril. I know I'm the one in town who has the mithril. That's a little bit of an issue right now. I got a shipment in a few days ago that I had ordered. I have mithril ore right now that hasn't been smelted yet, and I could smelt some mithril for you if you need mithril.
Yeah, that would be helpful. Are you sure everything's okay? You just seem kind of dull.
Make another insight check on him, if you would.
I as well.
By all means.
17.
17. At his answer to your request for materials, he doesn't seem unwilling, but you get the impression that he's probably not going to be quick about it in the state that he's in. So you have no idea like when to even guess that your mithril would be smelted and available for you to make anything with. Also, now that you all are in his house/shop, let's see. What would this roll even be?
Initiative.
Ah,
Don't say
you
shit.
say that.
It was living armor. No.
Don't put ideas in the DM's head as if the DM didn't already have ideas. Trust me, the DM always has ideas. Let's see. I guess everybody in the building just make a wisdom check. It's just kind of a vibe check.
What does Ben's insight get him?
I'm
he got
proficient in
23.
vibes, though.
Proficient in
Yeah.
vibes.
I heard. Oh, I forgot. You said you were going to roll, and I forgot that your rolls show up in the roll 20, where I can just.
I guess I should just make a habit of actually saying it out loud. I forget to do that.
Yeah,
because I'm used to my Wednesday night game where we also do all digital rolling, and we don't have to announce them there because it's the same thing. So I forget to announce them.
And everybody's looking at it actively. But yeah, 23 insight. Let's see. Yeah, this guy, you heard the same things that Arno did on the way here. This guy's like real energetic, peppy person to be around and a really hard worker. And yeah, there's something is definitely wrong with him. It's hard to put your finger on it, but it's like not really knowing him, just having like secondhand accounts. Something seems off with him.
Okay. I'm not gonna say or react to that right now. I'm just gonna kind of keep that in Ben's head while he continues to look at armor and fail at vibe checks.
Arno got a 14 for vibe checks.
Lucas.
Wisdom?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, if Lucas is around, do we get a +5?
It is
This
not a
isn't a
saving
save.
throw.
Oh. 17.
Can't save these vibes.
Okay. So Ben's attention is kind of split between admiring the armor and like trying to get a read on Auriok. Arno feels this a little bit, but Lucas more so. There is something wrong with this place. Like there is a heaviness, like something is weighing on you. Not a physical heaviness, but like either mental or emotional or something about just being here. It's like makes you just a little bit sluggish. Also, Arno, I would like you to make a charisma saving throw, and you do get the bonus from the paladin aura.
Oh. Charisma saving throw. Fuck me. Okay, hold on. Oh, wait.
Leave you guys alone for one afternoon.
Yeah. Ah, okay. Well, it is Arno, and he is charisma. So with Lucas, that is a 27.
27. Okay. You feel more acutely. You feel like not really not a presence is not the right word, but is something in the air is like trying to bring you down and just make you feel bad, and you're not having it. But you definitely clocked something happening there. It didn't look like Ariok was doing anything. He's just there being his bad self.
Yeah, Arno probably would look at Ariak and be like, have you been feeling kind of down lately?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
I haven't really been getting a lot of work done lately.
Stars, I would like to activate a divine sense.
I thought you might. Somewhat disappointingly, you don't detect the presence of any creatures that would register to your divine sense. You are perhaps a little surprised to find that this man's forge feels consecrated.
Oh.
And looking at it more closely, you do see some iconography that you probably saw while you were in the guided district, either today or on a previous trip there. There is a sun motif that looks like it very well could be the symbol of Palor.
Are you having god troubles?
Did you?
Oh my.
It's
Lucas,
100% how Lucas would say it. It's fine. It's just, I was not
It's like,
expecting.
Lucas, you can't just say that to people.
I can't believe you've done this.
It is an established fact. I am a master of tact.
I think you might be right, Lucas. Hey, look at your armor here. This is so good. We can help you. I'm with the Cobalt Soul, and he's gonna like puff up his cloak. I forgot what it was called. And he's like, I have this, and he has a badge. We can help you.
Help me with what?
I don't know how to answer that, guys.
Yeah?
I'm not here, but my first thought is just your depression? Question mark.
You know,
You
it
know.
seems like you're in a bit of a funk right now, and I mean, we can help.
I would like Lucas to give me a charisma saving throw.
Oh boy.
Well, that's a nat 20 on the die. So, with all the bonuses, what is it? A what save?
Charisma
Charisma.
save.
A charisma save. So with a nat 20 on the die, that is a 33.
Paladins.
That's just a little bit over the DC.
Wee Bitsy.
Being that you guys are level 7, there's some pretty high DCs at this tier of play. But yeah, no, wasn't verbalized earlier, but you feel basically the same thing that Arno was feeling, just something trying to press down on you and just super bad vibes that you're resisting.
You start just looking around while Arno's doing his thing. Just like, just
But
eyeballs,
something,
not like.
it was something with intent that
Ooh.
was not able to take hold.
Arno can keep talking or whatever, but Lucas
Yeah.
is just kind of like idle glance around, like not like being super obvious about it, just like peeking.
Mm.
Okay. Give me a perception check, if you would, Mr. Lucas.
So glad we got a nat 20 on the last one because that's a 6.
Kind of dim in here, but
It's
you
true.
don't
It's true.
see any ne'er do wells trying to cast spells on you or anything like that. Excuse me.
Yeah. Arno would just try to get Aranak to keep talking, so he probably would take up what Ben was saying and being like, that forge is beautiful.
I can
And
also
as
spell
Arno's-
his name for the sake of note takers.
As
That'd be
Arno's
great. What
doing
is it?
this. Oh. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just
I-
saying that I was
yeah.
spelling his name
Oh.
out for the sake of the note takers.
Yeah, I failed that spell check.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't have anything else to say, and I don't have any good abilities to help out with this, but while Arno is saying about the forge, I think Ben would just walk up to the counter and just kind of lean over and be just like, what he's saying. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Sorry, there are like three things happening at once. Who was it that commented on the forge? Was that you, Lucas?
No, it was Arno.
Arno.
Was
Arno.
commenting on the forum, trying to get some sort of engagement from this guy because something is clearly off. So he doesn't want to be like, "All right, see ya," but like
He perks up a tiny bit, but not enough to make an appreciable difference. Like he seemed you. There is a hint of pride when you compliment his forge. It's like, oh yes, that's the Sun Forge. That was granted to me some years ago. Been been real big help with my work.
it was granted to you.
Yes, I did a service for the Temple of Palor, and they arranged for this forge for me in gratitude.
Awfully dark in
Yeah,
here for a sun forge.
yeah, it's hasn't been burning brightly for a while.
Do you
It's
think this?
Go ahead.
Do you think there's something wrong with it? Like it needs to be fixed?
The forge is fine. Um, yeah, no, it's not the forge. I just get any can't get any energy up to work on stuff. Uh, let's see. Let me just check what people's passive insights are, so I don't have to constantly ask for checks.
It's all good. It's all good.
All right.
Lucas just casually saying to Arno, like, you want to light this place up?
Oh, with fairy fire.
Light 'em
Yep.
Light 'em up, up, up. Yeah, no, Ben and Arno, you get a feeling from what he's saying. There is some like deeper meaning to his words that's like, not being said out loud. Possibly
man.
some connection between his motivation and the forge, like beyond the obvious of just keeping it tended to.
Hey,
I'm
I've
sorry,
always
my cat is going crazy. Give me 2 seconds.
wanted to use the forge even just one time. Can you show me a little bit of forgery?
He almost cracks a smile. Like you can see the corner of his mouth twitch a little bit. Oh, give me a second. He kind of takes a couple steps, turns toward the forge.
I'm gonna watch in the direction of the forge and see if I notice anything weird happening.
Mm.
Okay. Okay. You watch to see what he's doing, what the forge is doing. He doesn't seem to be doing anything but focusing his attention on it a little bit. The forge that it wasn't completely out. There was very, very, very slight red glow coming from the inside. It gets a tiny bit brighter just for a moment and then goes down again. And you see his shoulders slump a bit. Uh, Maybe not today, he says to Ben. Maybe if you catch me on a better day.
Hey, is it okay if I have a little fireworks spell that I think you might like. It'd be really, really cool. It might cheer you up.
Uh, sure.
Cool.
Sure, that sounds fun.
He's gonna cast Fairy Fire and just make it pretty around,
Right.
just to see.
Are you aiming any place in particular?
Is it how big is this area?
Let's see. The interior probably 15 feet wide, 25 feet deep, and then there is a section of wall that's, let's see. Actually, no. I should have had a map. I would have done that if I wasn't playing Vampire Survivor for 5 hours earlier today. But yeah, no, you can get most of the room or most of his work area and the forge. You might miss some corners or something because Fairy Fire's what a wait, is it 15 foot?
20-foot cube.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, you could get the majority of the room and a good chunk of his work area if you wanted to.
Yeah, he's gonna try to do that and see if anything, because it's not just people, it's also objects. So he's trying to figure out where the source of this vibe is coming from.
Bad vibes. Very well, very well. Just because it's variable, describe your fairy fire, please. Because it can come in any of a number of colors, and it doesn't even have to be one of those three. I don't care.
So you say that, and now I want it to be color shifting. Because it's Arno, and he
Every color.
Yeah.
Did you say it looks like a tiny fireworks show?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
All righty. So now it's even more of a shame that Ix isn't here because I think she was along when he fired off his mortar shells back in Hupperduke.
No, I think she missed that too. It was Ben and Thorn.
Yeah,
okay.
Ix and Lucas stayed back and had their first one-on-one conversation in that time frame.
That's
because Ix was like, "I want no part of that. You are more than welcome to do it, but leave me the fuck out of it."
Yeah, she didn't want to get arrested.
Mm-hmm.
Probably. Fair enough. Okay, so yes, you are all treated to a tiny condensed fireworks show inside of this man's shop. Colored lights are just popping off. Let's see. Everybody other than Arno, I guess, make a dexterity save.
With the lack of forgery happening, Ben's still pretty happy to see this happening. At least there's something, even if he has to avoid being burned.
13.
Okay, you're lighting up.
26 if I get
You're-
Lucas's.
Okay. So Lucas is super sparkly right now.
Mhm.
Ben, you're just in the midst of all these bright colors, but none of them like catch on to you. You don't have the glowing outline that Lucas has. Ariok also, he's kind of admiring this. Actually, no, he should. Let's see. What is this?
Will he? He
What is
seems
this?
not to have the will to live, let alone do a dex save.
How
Okay,
bright
doesn't
is
affect
this from
his dex save, so-
outside?
That's a
Thorn
nice
is-
fairy fire, I guess. I'm imagining this guy as Eeyore
Thanks for noticing me. Yeah, he got a nat 20 on his dex save because somehow this does not affect his dex saves. Maybe that was an oversight on my part. Because yay, homebrew. Let's see, what are people's passive
Some people will
perceptions?
do anything to stay miserable.
But for real, how bright is this from outside?
It says
Oh,
it's a.
the windows are like there's just an explosion of light.
having
The
a
windows
party
don't break.
without me.
Explosion of light
Okay.
from inside. Yeah,
Thorn-
there's like a 2-second long rave going on inside this shop.
Thorn is probably gonna leave the carriage then, because this is taking a while, and also now there are bright lights. Like,
It's because they're having a party without him. We all know.
Welcome to the most boring party ever.
He's gonna walk in, Lucas looks like a damn disco ball.
That's your problem.
Arno tried, but
I mean,
This old
I'm
dude just standing there
naturally
like,
charismatic and sparkly today.
looks in, see disco ball Lucas. Everyone else is standing there. Ben's having a great time. Honor's like, see, and this orc dude is just like,
I need everyone for a moment to think that if you have watched Full Metal Alchemist, take 2 seconds to think of the.
oh, fantastic. Nice.
I hate that I know that reference because it works so well. I'm muting myself again. This is what happens when I unmute myself. I'm sorry. Carry on.
Carry on, carry on. Let's see. Oh, there was an emoji popping up on Heather's screen. I've never seen that happen before.
That's apparently new.
Wow,
Mm-hmm.
it's fancy. All right. So yes, Thorn, you come in. You see a sparkly Lucas. Ben, Ariok, and Arno are not sparkly, but there's just like fireworks sparkles just kind of settling down to the floor and on the the counters and anvil and on the forge. And oh hey, look, there's something inside the forge that's glowing, but it's not a fire.
Thorn.
You're getting kind of robot-like.
Oh, I didn't
Well,
get
heck, because that was
Yeah, I
was
didn't
a
get it.
dramatic moment.
it. That might have just been Heather.
We got the middle.
Okay, just me then.
Oh,
Well,
Oh,
now he's gone.
Oh, or not. Heather just saw it coming.
for what it's
You
worth.
jinxed
Well, you know
it.
what? I'll let Star say it when he gets back because I did catch what he said, but it was a little robot-y for me too.
I mean, I heard it too. It was just, it sounded like auto-tune
you
gone
back?
wrong.
Stars.
Truck.
I'll just type in on roll 20.
Did he die?
I'm gonna pause the recording as I unpause the recording.
Yes. Fair enough. Hello, everyone. Nothing happened. Nothing to see here. Game is still happening like normal. What was the last thing I said that came through?
Thorn came in. People were glowing. There's a not real fire in the forge, and Thorn is probably gonna like look around and be like, "Guys, what the fuck? Are you buying mithril or what?" Like,
But yeah, no, there is kind of a shapeless lump of something inside the forge that is glowing and outlined in Arno's firework sparkles.
Shapeless?
You could almost say it's a kind of a blob type of shape.
kill it.
Well, we can't kill it with fire.
Yes.
It's in a forge.
And
Arno would look at
it got a, whatever it is, it got a 7 on its dex save and a natural 1 minus things on its stealth.
Okay. Awesome.
So
Interesting.
So yeah, Arno would look at Oriak and point at the forge and be like, is there supposed to be something in the forge?
definitely not.
Does it look like it would burn Steve if I poked it with a stick?
Definitely not.
I'm gonna poke it with a stick.
I'm going to need everybody to roll initiative.
We're gonna find a forge.
One afternoon, I left you all alone for one afternoon.
Listen.
We are doing a good deed, all right?
Exercising the demons. Okay.
I don't get an advantage on initiative, do I? Because boy,
So
that's
my D&D Beyond character sheet is being a jerk on loading right now, but I got I think 15 for initiative.
22.
I see an 11 for Ben, 19 for Thorn. What did Arno get?
22.
2.
I can hear birds.
Somebody playing the whistle song over here.
No, somebody's freaking the fuck out in the kitchen.
What is going on in the kitchen that requires that level of screaming?
Someone entered the kitchen.
important bird
Oh.
stuff.
I can see how that's very upsetting.
How dare.
It's infuriating and probably accompanied by several dive bombs.
Oh, how nice. Nothing says love like a dive bomb hug.
Well, I'm going to say, even though Ben is at the bottom of the initiative, I'm still going to say, Ben, you go. Are you in a 5-foot Steve or 10-foot Steve right now?
Well, definitely not 10 foot because we're inside, and that's impolite. So probably 1 foot Steve. So Steve's not even ready as a weapon because I don't know why I'd have it out as a quarterstaff. I guess I could have, made him a staff to poke it. So we'll go with that. So, quarterstaff, 5 foot Steve.
Okay. You go up to poke the sparkly shape. You just see an outline of it. You don't see anything within the outline. But it's definitely like kind of shifting and undulating just a little bit. You
Guys?
approach it to poke, and you just feel like real sluggish and kind of heavy right now.
Interesting.
But you poke it, and it seems upset about that.
I mean, fair. I would be too, but.
So, seeing this happen, Arno is at the top of the round with Thorn on deck.
Yeah. Arno would feel like it's overkill to stab this thing that he doesn't know what it is yet, but at the same time.
Call of Mithril is worth killing things.
Okay, so he's not aiming to kill it, okay? But he's gonna attack it with his rapier. Figure it out.
All right, you go up to attack the thing. It has been hit with your fairy fire, which gives you advantage. But also, when you approach it, you feel the same thing that Ben was feeling. You just kind of feel sluggish, and like your movements are they're a little more tentative and almost like you're hesitating a little bit, which cancels out your advantage with a disadvantage. So make a straight attack roll, if you would.
No. He got a 2. He's trying to figure out how to do non-lethal with a rapier. It's not the easiest.
2 plus what?
2 plus
I like how there's a chance.
I know. I wasn't expecting it. Plus 7, so 9.
You hit.
Oh. Okay.
Creature with no
Cool.
AC.
Okay. Hold on. I wasn't expecting it. Hold on. 6 plus 10 damage. Non-lethal.
10 damage.
And pokey damage.
Uh, all right, so noted. Anything else with your turn, Arno? This that you stab your rapier into this thing, trying not to kill it, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it like this kind of shapeless mass like shudders violently. You can tell that it's in pain, whatever it is. And okay.
Yeah.
But yes,
Arno
anything
probably would just call out, be like, "You have one chance to stop whatever bullshit you're on, or
no,
we can
no,
attack you."
no response to that.
Okay.
Thorn with Lucas on deck.
Okay.
Thorn's like, "What the fuck is happening?"
Well, Thorn knows that there's something in the forge, and typically invisible creatures of any kind have not been good for this party, so I'm not holding back.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I feel like it's been a while since we've done combat in this.
Again, I don't know what you're talking about.
As I forgot for a second how many attacks I even have. So Arno hit it with a 9 before, right?
Yes, he did.
So anything I roll will hit because I have a +8. If I'm
Unless
not mistaken. Unless I roll a nat 1, I guess. But even that would technically be a 9. So, all 3 of those hit.
Very well then.
Oh wait, sorry, I forgot. I forgot I had a 4th attack for my first turn. So that's actually all 4 hit.
Before you roll damage,
Yes.
which weapons are you using on those 4 attacks?
Serpent Strike and Black Steel Shortsword, 2 each.
2 each. Okay.
Yep. They do the same type of damage. D6s, that is.
Right. Okay. Yeah. The same. Yeah. The same number, not the same type of damage. So you hit it, I presume, starting with Serpent Strike.
Yes.
You cleave it down the middle as best you can. You know, kind of reaching into this forge arrangement, it doesn't seem to shudder in pain. It seems to shudder from the motion of splitting into two pieces.
Oh.
You can roll your poison damage on Serpent Strike still.
Okay. Do I still do damage? Like normal damage? Because it's like magical damage. Or I'm just unclear if whether or not the slashing portion of the damage does damage, I guess.
The slashing did no damage.
Oh. Even magical slashing. Okay. Um
Well, yes. Yes, I was about to amend myself and I realized there was no need. But yes, you can go ahead and roll the poison damage, and then you can roll damage for the short sword.
Okay.
Normally.
Okay. So the poison, I would still add my damage bonus, correct?
Oh, also, no, because that is also slashing damage.
Okay. Slightly disappointed, but understandable. So it's 9 poison damage. And then the short sword is 20 piercing damage.
Let's see. To that end, now that you apparently have 2 targets, are you focus firing on one of them or stabbing each of them once with the short sword?
I'm gonna say just one of them because I added the damage all together and it's just easier that way.
Fair enough. Left or right?
Left.
All right. You go in with Serpent Strike. Bit surprised that this thing just splits in two. So now there's 2 smaller blobs. Not to be put off from continuing your assault, you pick a target, stab it twice, and one of the new smaller chunks of whatever just gonna seems to like ooze down into like a puddle, and the little firework sparkles that were on it kind of poof away.
Okay.
So there appears to be no more target on the left.
Okay.
And let's see. Yeah. Yeah.
It regains its breath weapon.
Okay.
Legendary action.
I will say, after he accidentally cut in half and made 2 of them, Thorn is probably going to say something to the effect of, "Don't cut it, you'll just make more." Took care of it though. Fixed my mistake.
So now there is a slightly smaller blob in there as we come to Lucas's turn.
How do I tell what type of damage? Because it has a picture, but I don't know what each picture means.
If you hover over it in
Magra
D&D
is
Beyond, it should
slashing.
tell you.
Yeah, Magra is slashing. Your spear and daggers are piercing.
Okay, and slashing was the problem that Thorn just called out about?
Yep.
He said, "Don't
Okay.
cut it. You can
Don't
poke it, but
cut
don't
it.
cut it."
I
You can
can
poke it, you
pierce
can
it,
smash
but I
it.
shouldn't cut it. Fine. Lucas is gonna pull out the moon spear because we're all talking about radiant stuff. And guess what? This creates bright light in a 15-foot radius when you're in darkness.
Hey,
There we go.
Are we in darkness? I know we're in dim light.
you're in dim light. I'll
okay.
say the interior is much more nicely lit now. Now that the spear has been pulled out.
All right. Is this thing upset by the light?
Doesn't seem to be.
All
It
right.
seems to be upset by other things.
All right. That's fine. We're going to go ahead and we're going to try to stab it.
All right, stab at it.
Stabbing with a 10.
All right. You hit.
All right.
This thing has 8
8.
AC.
Oh, versatile means two-handed. I was like, what is this alternate damage die option? All right. So that is a...
All of you, by the way, that approach it close enough to attack feel that same kind of weight pressing on you. But the disadvantage from the sluggishness is counterbalanced by the fairy fire giving advantage.
Nice.
So, carrying on with straight rolls.
I've seen much weightier things in my life than you, strange anamorphous blob. That is... that is 5 points of damage, and I would like... Is this the only one in here at this point? Because Thorn killed one of them?
Yes, Thorn said he made more, but then he fixed his problem. Or he fixed
It
his mistake.
feels super appropriate in the presence of a Godforge to add a smite to my my stab here.
Smite it.
So is it happen to be an undead or a fiend?
Unfortunately not.
All right, I figured I'd check. I know it didn't register on Divine Sense, but I had to ask. All right, that's my D8. So an extra 1 whole point of radiant damage. Oh wait, no, 2d8. Hold on. Wait,
Yeah.
hold on.
I was gonna say it's
And a
1d8.
whole 3 points of radiant damage.
So smited.
And that was just one attack.
That is a whatever. 10 on the die to hit.
Yeah.
So
You probably hit if it wasn't a natural one.
how did it feel about that radiant damage?
I mean, it didn't like it.
All right.
Didn't seem to hate it. Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool.
Didn't
Because
seem
I've
to hate
seen
it
things
more than just
really
me.
not like it. So.
Yeah. Yeah, no, this
All right.
not on the same level of that. Doesn't like it, but it's not like
Yeah. Does my second attack still get the +2 damage? 1d6 +2, or is it just 1d6 with the second attack?
it still gets the +2 because this is just part of the attack action. Yeah,
Okay,
if
cool.
If you were making an offhand attack and you didn't have the fighting style, then it would be without the +2.
All right, cool. Then I got an extra 6 points of damage on that.
Nice. All right. Anything else with your turn? Do you have a bonus action or movement to use?
I will put myself between the strange blob and Aryak.
Alrighty. Fitting because it's Aryok's turn next.
He can go around me if he wants to.
Does he actually want to do anything?
No.
Yeah.
No, just sit right there.
He's trying to get a look at what you all are doing. This also happens. He also got the same initiative as whatever is in the forge there. Let's see. Yeah, no, it's not a fan of everything that's happening right now. I would like Thorn to give me a charisma saving throw.
Oh, fuck.
With a +5 from the paladin.
+5.
That is a 18.
Fuck.
Did you say fuck?
Didn't get anyone. Okay.
You haven't asked me
feel the
yet,
same-
for what it's worth.
You feel the same sensation that some of your compatriots were quietly feeling earlier before combat started. Just something trying to press down, bring you down mentally, emotionally. But you resist it. You're too into like this thing needs to disappear to be worrying about that stuff.
So sorry, we have to demonetize your YouTube videos when you upload this because of all the swears. It's all me. And then 1 for stars.
Heather, I wouldn't be able to stop swearing either.
I was gonna say, Lucas has such a potty mouth. It's fine.
We don't give a shit here.
It's
Oh my god.
whatever this shape is. Actually, also, I am going to say, Thorn, you would have seen this when you obliterated half of it. As the fairy fire sparkles were poofing off of it, you suddenly saw that half of it. What before there was just the glowing outline, you could see melting away kind of a sickly reddish purple gurgly bubbly oozy substance just kind of melting down into nothing. But that was the glimpse that you got. Arno would have seen that as well since he was already up there.
Huh. Okay.
But so this glowing outline that you all are harrying right now, having failed to place its curse on anyone, is going to try and slip up out the smokestack up the top of the forge, which it's not like a chimney going up to the top of the building. It's just like there's a high dome, like a clay or architecture words are failing me, but you know what I mean. Like just a dome that's like 5 feet high or so, and then there's a little smokestack sticking a few inches up. The outline makes its way up towards that, and since it is moving out of 3 people's reach, anybody who wants to that is close enough can make an opportunity attack, and we'll see if Ben gets a turn this combat.
11.
Let's just try to, we'll use Steve. Whatever. Go ahead, Steve. That was a
Yeah,
good roll
actually,
for Steve.
you were already right up there by it as well. So yes, you also could.
I was poking him.
Yes, this was established at the beginning, was it not? Okay. Did anybody roll a natural 1? That's rolling an opportunity attack.
Oh, I forgot to roll. No.
I mean, you don't have to.
Yeah, I want to.
So let's get do it. Roll.
All right. Well, I think even if you all rolled 1s on your damage die, you would still be good. This thing has 7 hit points left. So as it attempts to kind of just reverse gravity kind of pour itself up the inner wall of this dome and try to make its way up to the little smokestack. You all see where it's going very easily. It's not fast. It has a 10-foot move speed. You stab at it with your weapons of choice, and I don't know. There's not really even much to go with for how do you want to do this. Partly because there's 4 of you, and also it's just a block. It's an outline. But it gets almost all the way up there. The sparkles poof away like they did for the first one, and it just kind of falls straight down. Makes an ungraceful noise as it just plops down, and now all of you can see the remains of this sickly reddish purple ooze melting away to nothing.
Well, that was weird.
I spent more time than was called for making that creature, and it didn't get to do anything impressive. That's okay.
Nice.
All right. There's bound to be more than one out there.
I mean, there better be.
We already got attacked by the lonely. Now we just got attacked by depression. Let's go with whatever.
You got attacked by the wallow,
The wallow.
which I was trying to think of a name, and I'm like, that's the one.
Wallow.
Wow. So that's
I'm a child.
we're all children. Don't try to act like it's not true. But yeah, no, as soon as this thing finishes melting away, the atmosphere of this place just doesn't take long at all. It just feels lighter. Much more. It's not so unpleasant anymore. Like there was something that you couldn't quite put your finger on earlier that's now gone. And yeah, that's a thing that happened. I'm glad I didn't waste time finding a battle map.
It was fun with Theater of the Mind.
It was.
Small area.
It works. Yeah.
So with this creature being killed, Thorn's gonna clap his hands together and just go, "Okay, are we ready to buy some mithril and get moving? This I don't even know why there was something in the fireplace, but come on." Like,
I like
Arno was
Thorn just
good.
coming in with none of the context for what's happening.
Yeah. Yeah, Arno would look over at Oriak and be like, "So, are you feeling any better?"
So Ariok, having watched all of this happen in like barely 6 seconds, he all just bum rushed his forge and started stabbing into it at something sparkly. He's standing there. He's kind of blinking a little bit, like something like he's trying to clear his eyes, as I actually clear my eyes appropriately. But yeah, he seems to be coming out of some kind of daze or a funk or something. And he's like, huh. Well, I don't know what that was, but I feel much better now.
Yeah,
And
you
there-
had some sort of uninvited guest in your forge.
Huh. That was an awful experience for the past week. I don't think I much care for it.
Yeah.
And you can tell his demeanor has just 180'd completely. He's looking around, like checking the state of his shop. He's like, man, I have not been taking care of things. And you can tell like he's fighting the urge to like, tidy things up and clean things up a little bit. But there's a customer here, so he has to be professional. So he's not going to do that yet. But he's forming the mental checklist of all the things he needs to take care of.
Yeah, no. Oh no, continue.
Yes, you are here to make a purchase. I have been so rude. My name is Ariok. I am the proprietor of this establishment. I have not asked your name, any of your names.
My name is Arno, and these are my friends.
I am Ben.
Lucas is
Oh, it is-
intently checking the forge for residual ooze.
he's Lucas.
Lucas can
and
see like
Thorn.
little driplets kind of melting away a little bit. Also, the forge
This is
itself,
Lucas's attempt to not give his name.
Oh.
Yeah.
I wondered if it was going to happen.
Yeah.
I was giving it a moment just to see where we went there.
I want to
But
call out
Lucas,
Arno for giving out his real name, okay? But Ix isn't there, so she doesn't even fucking know.
Yeah, I thought
Arno
Arno
didn't
was.
give Lucas his name.
No, Arno
Thorn
said.
did.
"My
Thorn
name
did,
is
yes.
Arno. This
Yes.
is. These are my friends. That's it."
Yeah, but Arno gave his own name.
I
Yeah,
think
because Arno's not being hunted. It's only Lucas who has the issue.
Oh my god.
He says it every time. Fine, whatever. It's fine. Thorn is using a pseudonym, so he doesn't fuck with Thorn when he's like, my name's Thorn.
Well, on a side note, Lucas, while you were very pointedly not giving your name and examining the forge for signs of ooze, uh, that very faint red glow in the embers that's almost not there uh, picks up like remarkably. Like you're looking in there and you have to like step back so that your eyebrows don't catch on fire. He's like, oh, careful over there. It's dangerous fire. It gets very hot sometimes. Uh, Arno, nice to meet you. Arno's friends, Ben. Nice to make your acquaintance. But yes, business to attend. You are wanting mithril. I have
Yes.
mithril ore that I can smelt down into the metals for you. How much are you needing? He is all business right now. Got his professional I'm dealing with customers mode turned on.
I need
Instead of I just got out of the bed in my afternoon pajamas.
I need enough to make chainmail.
I think I should be able to prepare that much for you in short order. Let's see. He starts doing some mental calculations. Let's see. Sunforge is lit again. I think I have enough. I have plenty for that. I can have that prepared for you in about 3 hours. I can have that smelted and ready to go.
That would be perfect. And then can I use your forge? Like rent it?
You, sir, you and your friends have done me a service, apparently. I still don't know what that thing was, but screw it. I would be
I
happy.
find anything that melts tends to be of nefarious nature. Demons, fiends, those kind of things melt when they die.
I don't have any experience, but I don't doubt it. But yes, no, I would be honored to let you use the Sun Forge for whatever project you have planned.
Excellent.
Let's see.
Can we take 1 second out of character to admire the irony that Lucas is going to have mithril armor forged in a god's forge?
Only the best.
Are you
Only the
having
best for my Lucas?
God problems?
Was that not obvious? I feel like
Let me have this. No.
Oh, come on. I'm sorry.
I mean, Lucas got 99 problems, but a god ain't one.
It's not supposed to be as funny as it is, but it's so amusing to me. No. Carry on.
All right. Do you have business nearby you want to attend to while I am smelting? Should I just have it ready for you later today, tomorrow morning?
Really want to get started.
It's still like it's a couple hours after lunchtime right now.
Yeah. I'll probably come back later. Are you early night person? Do you tend to stay up a little bit later? I want to disturb you.
Setting the past week aside, I'm usually an early riser and work as late as I need to.
Okay. All right. Yeah, so I'll probably stop by probably sometime tonight. We have a few things to do first, but...
All right, that I will have it ready and waiting for you. And out of character, you and I had discussed prices previously. I don't remember what those numbers were, but he discusses prices with you.
Okay. Do I get a discount because I saved his forge? And him. Normally I'm not a haggler, but I did just cure depression, is all I'm saying.
Cure depression. I did just, antidepressant your entire forge. So I'm just saying.
I literally gave you
Normally, I'm like,
serotonin.
you know
What more
like,
could
I
you?
understand how much labor has gone into this, but like also.
Make a persuasion check, which is partly targeted towards him, partly targeted towards me.
Persuasion. Where is my shit? I don't know where anything is. Hold on. Persuasion plus 19.
Let's see. Well, again, you have done me a great service. I think that you will be more than pleased with the results of this armor. I need. I shouldn't have left Discord on that GIF that Heather posted because I kept looking at it out of the corner of my eye.
Sorry. There's no eyebrows. That was the first one that came up, and I was like, yes, that is hideous. I can't. That's like so disturbing. I can't. I can't. It's creepy. It's the expression. It's the expression.
Let's see. Well, out of character, just because of things I have planned for this, and I'm looking back at the numbers again. I don't think I can give you a discount just because of how hard this stuff is to acquire. I think we can give it a little extra kick, though, and I think you will be pleased with the results.
I will take that, yes.
And he does not elaborate, and neither do I.
Is kicking the armor part of the forging
God
process?
Forge, he's gonna rub it in his sister's face the next time he sees her, but that's okay.
All right.
All right.
Well, unless you need anything else of me, I will get started on that right away.
No, I think that's everything for now. Thank you so much.
Excellent. All right. I have some work to do. And he goes to go gather that ore and get started on his work. So he, as you're leaving, he approaches the forge, cracks his knuckles, and without him appearing to do anything, that forge is just blazing.
Ooh. He got magic
I
knuckles.
wanted so much. It's fine. Let's go. It's fine. I don't need a forge. It's fine.
Was the forge depressed too?
Yeah.
I think sort of.
Oh, that has implications.
You look at Ariok as you're on your way out. The man himself starts glowing with light and turns to you as you're heading out to say, remember, ready in 3 hours, but whenever you can make it. And his eyes are golden.
I will definitely be back.
Golden radiance, no pupils, no irises, just solid glow. And that picture I am going to share with you.
Only mildly creepy. It's fine.
I love how you're like creepy, and I'm like, Arno is enraptured by this man and his forge.
Not necessarily the expression he's making right now, but I like this picture for him.
Ooh.
Nice.
He got the power of God.
Might be an Azamar.
Yeah.
Love it. I love it. Lucas is like, time to go. Hey, you, Thorn, did you leave the carriage unattended?
Yeah. Yeah, I did.
Compensation. Yeah,
Did
I
you leave
did.
the keys in it? No.
No guilt either. He's like, yeah, y'all lighting up in here. What do you think I'm gonna do?
There were bright lights. You're taking a suspiciously long amount of time for just buying some mithril. So, I just figured, fuck it.
So, Lucas, it's funny you should ask about that.
Oh no!
You get back to the carriage and nothing is amiss.
Oh, okay.
All right.
So, speaking of the carriage, we have this until sundown, right, Lucas?
Yeah.
Okay. What time of day is it, Stars?
Early afternoon.
Okay, so we probably wanna wrap up our errands and get on with this questioning before we
I
have
think
to.
that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're done.
Yep. Let's go pick up Ix.
Yeah,
You're also
should
getting a
be-
little hungry, especially Ben.
Always.
Ben's always
Always.
hungry. I was okay. He was faster than I was. Always. Yeah. I was too slow. Too slow.
All right. Do you all head back to see if X is done with her shopping, or what
We
is?
can head
what
in
is
that
the-
way, and if Ben sees any really cool street vendors that are selling delicious sounding food on the way, we can eat in the carriage.
That's a pretty low bar from Ben, though.
He will see food and be like, there it is. That's it. That's the best food ever. Let's go get it.
By the time you pick up X, X will be like, "Oh, I'm feeling kind of peckish," and she comes into the carriage, and there's just a bunch of food.
Just like a buffet.
Oh, that
Yeah.
would be fucking fantastic. Freaking fantastic. Mom's gonna yell at me so hard. I'm trying not to swear. It's making it worse.
Well, on the ridge, most of the smells are like smoke smell, carbon, metal, slag. Not a lot of
Twine
yummy food
forge.
smells up here. But making your way back down out of the ridge, let's see. That is actually, yeah, you technically passed through. Oh yeah, that road is kind of the border of the Suncut Bazaar and the River District. Yeah, I would say there's probably some food smells coming from the direction of the Suncut Bazaar after you go back down that switchback out of the ridge. Is that the right term for the roads that zigzag up or down a mountain or a hill?
I just call them windy roads.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I got.
I live in Kansas. Kansas is flat. We don't have switchbacks.
Same. Except for the Kansas part. It's just flat here. So flat.
New York isn't hilly enough for that either, to be honest. Our roads just go over hills normally.
Do you make your way down the same path you took to where you dropped X off, or do you detour for food smell?
I
don't
feel
want
like
the rude.
it is a bad idea to get food without Ix, so we'll pick up Ix first.
Ben, do you
Also, I feel like
comment
it's a
on
bad
that?
idea to get lost in the city.
Yes.
So if we go back the same way we came,
That's
Valid.
true.
Especially because Lucas is driving.
he's
I
been
mean,
doing a
that
great job so far. Thanks.
wouldn't want to be rude, so yeah, we'd go get Ix. Do we have time to stop for food before we go get what's his butt? Because this is actually, believe it or not, the kind of thing that Ben would do before getting food because it's that important to him.
That's a fair point. We could wait until after to get food. It might be a little less intimidating too if he steps into the carriage and it smells like street food. Like he'll probably just be like, "Oh wow, where'd you guys go to eat?" Like,
It could be an icebreaker. Oh, you didn't. Is there any left?
all I'm thinking is like, imagine in like a movie, you got like the intimidating guy who like picks somebody up in a limousine, but it smells like McDonald's. Like,
Maybe good cop, bad cop. The good cop always gives you food. He'd be on to us in a second.
yeah.
So what are you all doing? Coming to pick me up?
Yeah,
or
we're
what?
picking it.
Yeah, we're
I
coming to
think
pick you up.
whatever else we do, Ix is first.
Okay, cool. I want to make sure y'all didn't stop at 3 different street vendors because Ben's like, just real quick.
Just,
Well, either way, we're
just in
gonna pick
case
up
it makes
Ix
a
first.
difference. At that fork, just out of the ridge, Ben, give me a perception check, and even though you're not in bear form, still take smell advantage regardless.
Boy, that's funny to me. Smell advantage. Yeah. I got a 10 and 11.
Fair enough.
So a total of 13.
All right. There's something real yummy that direction. It's a little nostalgic maybe, but you can't quite place your finger on
Ooh.
what the smell is.
Ooh. Northeast or southwest?
Southwest, down into the bazaar.
Hey guys, we're coming back here later, okay? Don't ask questions.
Don't ask questions.
Okay.
Whatever you say.
No, I didn't want to grab
Oh
that.
no.
No. Screw it. Clear drawings. Clear. There we go. Now I can actually grab the feather.
It said no.
All right. You make your way back to the intersection, circling around the Cerulean Palace, passing by the Bowl of Judgment again. The people reminding passersby about the upcoming weekly bouts coming up in 2 days. With the amount of time it took you guys to get up there, ask around, take care of business, and then come back. Let's see. Ix, you have returned to the spot, and after waiting 10 minutes or so, you see the carriage coming back the way that they had left after they dropped
Oh,
you off.
wow, that's actually really good timing. Ix was pretty happy about that. Cool beans. Yeah, so as the carriage kind of rides up, you see her tuck something into her pocket really quick. And then after the carriage stops, she kind of regards Lucas to see if there's any more of that weirdness that he had before she left. Does he?
Does Lucas have residual sparkles, or is that over?
How long does that last?
Yeah,
Wait,
I think it's like a minute.
literally, because here's the thing, like,
It's just
how many
your
guards
natural
does he go
charisma.
by just sparkling like a fucking Twilight vampire? Like,
oh no, it's only up to a minute. It's gone.
oh,
All right, never mind. But I like to imagine, just for flavor, there's a little residual sparkle.
Oh, 100%.
Right.
right there.
There's
She
a
looks up,
twinkle
just
in
see the
his
rest
eye.
of it fizzle out. She's just like, okay.
She would think it's like a trick of her eye, but there's like a little firework over by his head.
She can't tell if it's the heat or not getting to her. So she hops into the carriage. She settles down. Well, you all finish your errands, I guess?
Yeah, pretty uneventful.
Oh yeah, definitely nothing happened.
Ix immediately looks to Thorn because he broke first, and then she looks to Ben, who's clearly lying, and then looks to Arno like, what happened?
They took forever buying mithril, and then there was a monster in the forge that we had to kill. It was really easy to kill, but like...
Also, we did not take very
You
long.
took
It was
forever.
maybe it was not even 10 minutes.
10 minutes
You
is
have-
too long to wait in the carriage.
You decided to wait in the carriage.
Because I thought you were going to be like in and out.
So what? Anywhere we go, we're just cursed to run into monsters. And you were literally in a populated area, and there was a monster.
Yeah, it was making him
Depressed.
depressed. Yeah, basically. He was described as being like really hardworking and chipper and full of life, and I literally had to like get him out of bed. His forge was like died, and then, well, not died, but was almost dead. And then the second you got in, like, I don't know if anyone else felt it, but it was oppressive. Like, you just didn't want to do anything. And it felt like it... The monster was obviously zapping... I don't know, someone's will to live, almost. I didn't want to do shit.
Okay, so...
And he
everyone's
didn't
okay.
notice. He was just like, oh, yeah, I just have been feeling kind of in a funk for a while. And, you know. Also in the forge.
But all of you are okay.
Yep.
And the authorities weren't called
Nope.
because they weren't needed.
Exactly.
Okay. Cool. All right, great.
And now we have mithril, and I get to work in a forge that was basically blessed by a god. Sorry. I'm just really excited.
He's gonna let you work in his forge? That's pretty
Yeah,
impressive.
because
Any
we
forge
have
master
to.
I know wouldn't let anyone near their own forge.
Great. Also, he's super cute and he glows apparently, so I'm going to have so much fun.
Super cute. Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you not find cute?
Very few people, to be honest. But you can't say anything. He was a half orc, and you have a thing for orcs. We've seen it multiple times.
Arno, I have a thing for men. That's just what it is. Also,
It's
are we
rough.
going back there later so I can determine?
You know, at
How
least you
attractive.
can admit it.
He what?
He said, you know, at least you can admit it.
Do I hide it? I don't think.
No.
Yeah. I'd like to think that was pretty obvious.
I mean, I did ask for help, so, you know, if you wanted to help me, I'm sure you could come with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm having trouble with the men in my life already. I don't think I need to add another one. Right.
Did I
So,
mention
are we
he's
on our
super
way to what's his name? Lauren?
Lauren, yeah. You ready to play driver?
Oh, fuck. Yeah. Hold on. She's gonna hop back out of the carriage and kind of walk over to Lucas. I need the hat.
He just regards her for a moment. like down, up.
Yeah, she is looking up and he's just looking out like, I don't know if you're worthy of the hat. Like,
How long ago
How's your driving
did
skills?
take her driver's test?
I've dealt with enough animals, I would say. What is my handling? The hat, please. This time she said, please. I'm waiting for her to be like, roll persuasion.
I mean, you know, when are okay, yeah, fine.
I have to practice enough to get there.
He hops down off the carriage.
Oh, dude, wait! Before he does all that, Ix is
He
gonna
doesn't
look
hop
around and
off
make sure
the
there isn't.
carriage.
Great. He's just gonna look around to see if there's any like hands of Ord or anybody like staring at him to do this exchange, because obviously neither of us are part of this carriage guild.
I would presume you do this in a place that's not like completely out in the open.
Okay.
And you've got high enough passive scores. You don't see anybody giving you unwanted attention.
Perfect. Great. Okay. So she'll wait for Lucas to hop on down. She'll put her hand out for the hat because she's not going to just swipe it off his head this time.
Gives her the hat, does not touch her hand.
Okay. And then she proceeds to put the hat on. She hates it. She hates the hat. And then she hops into the carriage and just kind of, actually, no, before she hops into the carriage, she will talk to, is it 2 horses or 1?
We'll say for simplicity, there's 1 horse.
Okay. She will talk to the horse in Sylvan, whether it understands it or not, but just soothing words pretty much. Hey, I'm new to this. I promise I'll be gentle if you promise to be kind. And she'll just kind of let the horse sniff her for a second. She'll pet him if he allows, and then gets into the carriage hoping that goodwill hopefully will get us to where we need to go.
Why don't we swap out the horse with Kibble?
Didn't think about it, did we? No? Also, where are we going to put this other horse? We're going to have to come back for it? That's actually a smart idea, but either way, we have to go back and forth, and we don't have a lot of time before sundown to have to get this back to the guided district, and there's a lot. But yeah, Kibble would have been a good idea, I feel like.
Well, we gotta figure out where we're gonna lure this guy to, and then we gotta tell the guard and set the trap. And then head back to where that great smell was, north of here. But that's later.
Great smell?
Never mind, I'll tell you later. Smelled good.
Oh, you'd be the expert on smells, I guess. From there, she will take that main road back to the Sigil district.
Alrighty. So, making your way back to
Downtown.
meet with Aphidas. Making her way. This seems like choice time to take our break. And we're back from our commercial break. I don't know.
We
Do
don't
you
have
put ad breaks
commercials.
in these?
No.
I don't even know.
We ain't got no sponsors. Ain't nobody sponsoring this.
Yeah, what the fuck are we gonna put
Perfect
there?
spot for an ad break if we had ads.
You can put your commission list up. Be
That's-
like, hey, talk for it myself.
You guys are expecting me to do too much editing.
I'm sorry.
I'm not putting in images.
Just like in between, like, you know, when you pause a video before you put the next one on there, just have a full screen image and
No.
voiceover if you feel like it.
Too much effort. It's too much effort to even like cut out chatter in the beginning or anything like that. Just no.
Just saying. But anyway.
As we get closer to the Crystal
Anakin's.
Chateau, Ix wouldn't go all the way to the Crystal Chateau. She would park a distance away to let anybody off, so that way it could just be Thorn, and then of course Ben trailing behind.
Well,
All
Arno's. Yeah.
So, describe to me.
Lucas
your
is
plan.
Lucas is going with Arno for a bit.
Is Lucas wearing armor right now or no?
He is wearing his chain shirt, which is apparently enough to get rid of his disadvantage.
Oh, really?
Yeah? Or no?
I thought
Well, he didn't really have like mechanical penalties necessarily. He was just going to be complaining a lot because it was going to be super hot.
Right. But I meant he usually has disadvantage on stealth.
Oh, yes, I believe chain shirts do not have disadvantage.
Ah.
Yes. Yeah, it would be scale mail and half plate are the only medium armors I think that have disadvantage. So yes, he is quieter than usual as he walks around.
Yeah,
Okay.
less clanking. Just the
I just-
occasional trip.
Wanted to make sure before we sent Lucas on a stealth mission with Arna.
I'm not here to stealth. I'm here to charm.
Fair.
Yeah, he's the distraction.
He's the face.
I'm so done. I'm so done. So distracted.
So, what is our overall plan? So, we still got to get the guard involved, let them know where to meet us. Obviously, Thorn wants to do some questioning, or is the plan to, like, you're going to do all the questioning on the cart ride here? Because it's in the Sigil District, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was, like, one of these defined areas because it matched. There it is. Because it matched the map. So,
Yeah, that little triangle right there is his apartment building.
Mm-hmm.
where are we going to tell him to meet us? Or where are we going to tell him that we're taking him?
Well, I think I'm just not gonna tell him that I'm taking him anywhere. That, more or less, the idea is that we're just going to talk in the carriage, have a conversation, curtains drawn so that nobody can see us, and so that he can't see where we're going in particular. And then we just happen to stop wherever we need to stop to drop him off with the Hand of the Ord.
Where is the closest? I guess. Would it be a barrack? Because it wouldn't be a police station. Is there a waypoint of the Hands of Ward nearby in the Sigil District?
Well, their headquarters is, well, I don't know how far away it is without measuring, but their headquarters is just up in the Sand Herald District.
Oh, should we stop there first? Give them a rundown of what we're doing? Plus, it'll be closer to the gardens for us to drop off Lucas and Arno.
Well, we definitely need to tell them first so that there aren't any surprises. And
Yeah, I agree.
All right.
Yeah.
That's what we'll
Plus,
do. We'll
Arno
have
isn't
the-
going to the gardens. He's going to the Crystal Chateau. Too.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, they're going
'Cause
into the
he's-
apartment while he's gone.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm, mhm.
Make
Because Lucas
sure.
wants the carriage. Sorry. I forgot Lucas wants the carriage.
No, Lucas just borrowed the carriage and intends to bring it back because, then it would be stealing.
Oh, I
Um,
thought you wanted it for the gardens. My bad.
I mean, in character, you don't know shit.
I could have sworn in character that he mentioned it, but
I mentioned it to the guy. I bullshitted my way
Okay,
through
okay.
lots of things.
Then yeah, I met a game there. I apologize. So yeah,
it
at
was
this
it was
point-
also a story, but in character, Lucas mentions if it comes up, tell him that the Cobalt Soul is utilizing this cart to apprehend.
That's smart.
To help apprehend us, so that we don't get you don't get stopped in the middle of the road by Hands of Ord that don't know the plan.
so,
That's a good
where we're
point.
going to lead him? Do we want to lead him somewhere open? And Ben's going to describe, like, one of these intersections here, like, with all the trees. Like, there's plenty of trees and stuff there. I could hide. The Hands of Ord could hide. Or we could take him into, like, a back alleyway or something. The only thing I'm concerned about there is you back an animal into a corner, they're likely to bite.
Yeah, I feel like
You
a
need
back.
to be careful.
Why don't we get to the Sand Herald District first, talk to the Hands of Ward, and they can tell us where they would like us to drop them off, so that way they can be in control of it.
Well, having an idea is not a bad idea, and just because if they ask us where we want to have this done, we should be prepared with an answer. And I do agree with Ben that trees could be good cover for a lot of people and for Ben himself, and isn't going to be as obvious a trap as a back alley.
All right. So the main courtyard with those trees, then.
Yeah. If they don't like that idea, then, we can go with something else, but...
If you have a lot of questions, you could take him the long way there. Start going west and then come north.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can easily go the long way around. That way he doesn't really know where we're going.
Sounds good to me. Let's get on and talk to the Hands of Old then.
I don't have a way to send another message to question or to what's his orc butt today. Back
Yeah,
at
'cause-
the Cobalt Soul. Ben would remember the name. Tony does not.
Ewo is
Ewo.
Ewo. I don't have a way to send a message to Ewo, so we gotta find the Hand of Ord first, and I guess hope that they trust us. Do you have your badge, Lucas?
I do have my badge, Ben.
Oh, good. Okay.
But you can just talk to them as a member of the Cobalt Soul. I mean, I'm assuming they're on good terms with the Hands of Ord.
You got the
I'm
Sure, we
words.
can name drop Ewo.
Haven't given me a badge yet. But okay, fine, we'll do that.
You
Ixel
have
then-
your sash.
I have a sash, a cloak, and some cobalt darts. But not a badge.
Don't worry, I'm sure that'll come with the next promotion. All right. With that agreed upon, Ix will then take the carriage northeast to the Sand Herald district to find the headquarters for the Hands of Ord.
Okay.
Just double checking something right quick. Okay, so you guys are kind of laying out your plan, heading for the headquarters, you said?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
Taking main roads because, again, Ix doesn't want to get lost.
Okay. So, following up the main road, you pass by an intersection that you took on your way to the Sigil District with the carriage originally. Circle around that tree. Ix is getting in her practice driving, I suppose.
Hooray!
Let's see. Where should their headquarters be? I'm going to say you probably would have had to ask for directions, but it's easy enough. I'm not going to make anybody roll for anything. Up this little road, this kind of set of 3 buildings, I'm going to say, just on a whim.
Okay.
One of them seems to be a primary building, and then they've got barracks, living quarters, what have you. But this is the Ord Bastion.
Bastion.
Which is not a name I came up with myself, I swear. And is Bastion with an O. But as you come to the Ord Bastion, there are a number of armored and uniformed individuals coming in and out of the building. What's the plan?
Well, Ix will park off to the side to make sure she's out of the way. And then she'll kind of lean her head back. All right, Ben, Thorn, you're up.
All right. I guess I'll talk to them in an official capacity and see how this goes.
Ix will snicker a little bit, but she'll say, "You go get him."
I'll walk with you just that they know, like, I'm involved in the plan and don't mistake me for an actual cultist. So
that is smart.
Because you're wearing your nice clothes right now, right?
Yes, yeah.
Your fancy digs.
Which also cover my Ukatoa tattoo, which is handy for talking to Lauren as well.
So Ben will walk up kind of casually, just do his normal thing at... I imagine there's probably people guarding the door as well as the people going in and out. I think he would go to whoever is guarding the door and be like, oh, hey, guys.
Yeah, there was a person on either side of the entrance that looks like they are keeping watch there. Let's see. I would say there is one orc and one human there wearing the armor of the Hand of Ord. Or the Hands of Ord. I keep forgetting if it's hand or hands. I guess each of them is a Hand of Ord. But yes, they look at you as you approach, take in your 2 appearances. seem to decide that they don't recognize you, but you don't seem to be a threat or anything like that at the moment. The human guard responds to Ben as you greet them. Good afternoon. What's your business?
I need to speak to somebody who can help set up a very dangerous operation. I'm with the Cobalt Soul. My name is Ben, and we're trying to catch a dangerous cultist, a fugitive from the law. It's a mission very important given to us by Iwo Zalare, and we want to make it official and get the Hand of Ord involved. We're going to set up a trap, and we're going to spring the trap, and you guys can take him in.
Jeez. I need to mute myself. I should have known better.
That was beautiful. Also have inspiration because I really liked that. Just had the flow. The flow was flawless.
Of course.
Make a persuasion check with advantage because you do appear to be with the Cobalt Soul.
I'm so glad you said with advantage. Oh, okay. A 20.
Nice.
They both seem a little taken aback at the thoroughness of your answer. They look at each other for a moment. The orc kind of shrugs. The human guard says, "Follow me." He leads you inside. I don't have a bunch of NPCs planned out for the Hands of Ord, so we'll just streamline this a little bit. So Ben and Thorn, you are led inside to speak to somebody who's, apparently a little more authority than the gate guards. You present your plan to them. What is it that you present to this little bit higher up individual? Just the same thing that you told the guy at the gate?
Is there anything... So where did they take us again?
Into the building. They kind of flagged somebody down, told them that you were with the Cobalt Soul, and that you apparently wanted to coordinate with the Hands on something.
Okay, so they just brought him to us. We're just standing around talking. Didn't take us to like an office or anything.
They take you to the individual, seeing your garb. They do take you to somewhere that's not just out in the open. Yes.
Just wrapping my head around the scene because I had an idea, but I'm not sure it's going to work.
Okay. We'll say you are taken to a small office type situation.
Is there anything on is there a desk or a table with stuff on it?
Yeah.
Okay. So what Ben is going to do, he's going to go up to the desk and he's going to be like, all right, it's like this. Down here in the Sigil District, dangerous fugitive. We know where he lives and we're going to get him. And we're going to bring him up here and he's going to trace with his fingers and take an object on the desk. And he's going to set it there. And he's going to say, this is those trees right over there. And he's like, he looks around and he looks for something big, like a book or something. And he takes it and he plops it down and he says, this is the Cerulean Palace. These are the trees. My friends are going to take him in a wagon. We're going to question him because Cobalt Soul business. And we're going to spring a trap right here at the trees. I'm going to be hiding there because I'm very good at hiding. And then you guys are going to be around. And if we have to knock him out, I hope we don't have to get violent. But he is very dangerous. So we might need your assistance to make sure we can take him in.
What did you say your name was again?
Oh, yeah, my name is Ben. Hi.
Hi. Would you like a map?
Oh, yeah. That would be a lot better than this.
Thorn laughs a little. He tries not to, but he does.
Okay, so you lay your plan out, same plan as before, but now with the benefit of a map.
Ben's going to have kind of a little bit of insight to only kind of point vaguely at where the apartment building is in the Sigil District, because in his mind it's like, I don't know why Thorn wants to question him, but this is official Cobalt Soul business. They don't need all the details. We just need them here for the ending.
Yeah, fair.
Wise. All right. This individual seems to be accustomed. Either you're not sure if he's just used to working with the Cobalt Soul or working with civilian. Well, not technically a civilian in this case. I guess I don't know if you count as a civilian or not. Uh, but working with members of the public. Uh, he takes your plan in. Uh, just because of who you are, I'll let the 20 carries over. Uh, so after clarifying a few things about what the heck with this, he says, "Well, we are always happy to work with the Cobalt Soul. So yes, if you need our assistance, we can put a few men on this. We will have them waiting where you indicated.
All right. We'll
They
spring the
will
trap,
they
and
will
hopefully
wait for
he'll
the
go
signal.
peacefully, but just in case.
All right. How soon should they expect you?
Oh, man. Are
Do
we going to
we-
go right now?
Yeah, probably.
Right now.
Well,
We have
like,
to go pick 'em
don't
up, like an
expect us right now, but we're gonna leave right now, and it takes about, like, how much time does it take to drive there and back, Stars? Do we have any idea?
I
Well,
don't
remember we were
know.
gonna
You've
take.
made the
We were gonna
you've
go
made the
around
trip.
this really
I can't
fast.
understand when two people are talking at the same time. What did you say,
Sorry.
Stars?
I don't know what the distance is, but you've made this trip one or two times by now. So in character, you guys have a decent idea of a time frame.
I feel like Thorn would answer with something like, expect us in about 30 minutes to an hour, maybe an hour 20, depending on whether or not we go the long way around.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely way more than 200 feet.
It's like almost half a
that's
mile
2,000.
if you.
Okay.
So yeah, probably not taking a straight path. It's about half a mile.
Yeah, I'd say an hour and a half to 2 hours, depending on. We obviously have to get there, pick them up, and we don't know how long we're gonna take. So yeah, I'd say an hour and a half to 2 hours just to be safe. But Ix isn't there.
For a half mile. I don't know how fast carriages move.
I don't know
Yeah.
if fast carriage.
Who
Plus, with
knows?
like it's midday. I don't know if there's rush hour. in
Thorn
this.
gives an amount of
Yeah,
time
I-
that is relevant to.
I don't think we
Suitable
need to
to
give an
distinguish.
accurate basis of time.
Like Star said, in character knowledge is like.
Adel
As-
tells the mayor what happened. Oh my goodness, that sounds terrible. I will never forget that non-exposition moment. But yes, any other details you wish to hash out with the Hand of Ord? Hands of Ord.
I
guess
think-
as long as. Go ahead.
I think the only thing Thorn might want to make clear is like to wait for a signal to approach the carriage, or like wait for them to stop and make it clear that because we don't want the Hands of Ord to just suddenly ambush us on the road is what I'm thinking. Like, we want them to be prepared, but not to, like, leap out with weapons right off the bat, because I feel like that will just make this guy attack.
It might also be worth it to send like a messenger too along the roads in the Sigil district that a very important Cobalt Soul operative is going to be driving a carriage who doesn't normally drive a carriage, so maybe don't question him so much.
That's a good call. You can recognize
Very
her
good.
by her cap.
She does have the cap. It's official.
The official that you're speaking to reaches into a drawer. This is, let's see, Thorn was not there. Ben, this is a little bit familiar to you. Reaches into a drawer, pulls out a small bronze pin. Let's see, bronze pin. Hands it to you, says, have the driver wear this. The patrols will not stop you.
I have one.
Thorn, you get an ominous sense from that reaction.
I missed what happened. What?
Ben flashes his badge.
It's not for me though. That's the problem.
Ben flashes her badge.
And until you leave this
Guys-
building, you have a badge.
We are like Pokemon trainers. We have received our first gym badge, and now we just received our second.
There we go.
Until Arno makes a third.
So Pokemon up to level 20 will obey us now?
Yeah, there we go.
Exactly.
Maybe now Ix can fly the Gloomstalker.
Oh, God, yes! Give me the pin. Give me the pin. Give me the pin.
Gotta get you some Ultra Balls.
I mean, ultimately, I can't think of anything else. It's a good idea waiting for a signal. Do you have any special skills? I don't know what blood hunters actually do. Do you have any like cantrips or anything that could be used as a signal? Or maybe Ix would have one, and we would probably know Ix's cantrips well enough to say, when you see this happen, that's the signal.
I think Ix either doing something like that or Thorn giving a mundane signal, because this guy is a wizard, so he's going to be prepared for spells. Actually,
Alright,
for
I'll
that
Ix can
reason,
just
a
park the
mundane
carriage and
signal.
just step away from the carriage. Ix can't use any of her cantrips. You do not want her to use any of the cantrips she has. Don't.
Okay.
Guys, nobody knows that Ix isn't a warlock anymore for there.
No, she's still a warlock.
I mean, she's still whatever, but she burned that book. We just don't know it.
Yep. Well, Arno does.
Either
Oh,
way,
it's there for-
I feel like Thorn would suggest a mundane signal of some kind, just because this wizard is prepared for that. And we'll say that I tell them the signal, but I will improvise in the moment. So,
Kind of like the distance thing. It makes sense.
All right.
I'm over here just thinking about what the perfect signal would be, but not wanting to influence the player's decisions. I will say it
I
afterwards.
could just take off her cap. That would be
Ooh, that's a good idea. She also has a flying snake that she could just have twirl around in the air or some shit.
like I said, we'll improvise in the moment.
Great.
Excellent.
But they know what the signal is.
Yes.
A signal is decided upon. Okay. Well, we'll say you finish up making arrangements at the Ord Bastion.
Fucks me up
Head
every time
back
you say
down. You head back down to the Sigil District, I presume.
Yeah.
Yep.
Guess
Yeah.
let's get this party started. Well, Ben would stick around here and find an appropriate hiding place
Perfect.
and just wait patiently.
Okay. So, Ben, you take your station around the big tree.
Is it a single
amount.
big tree, or is it like a little grove of trees?
I would say there's a few trees,
Okay.
densely packed, so there is a solid canopy.
He would almost certainly climb one if he can.
Oh, naturally.
Naturally.
While after you are dropped off and while you're waiting for the carriage to come back up that way, 3 hands of Ord do come and station themselves nearby as well.
Cover the exits.
They are being watchful, but trying not to stand out more than they usually do.
I make sure that Ben would make sure that they know exactly where he is, and just a reminder of what he's doing and how very official it is.
They acknowledge the plan. Yes, they acknowledge the blue, the boy in blue.
There we go.
All right. So the rest of you continue on down into the Sigil District. Any other preparations before approaching the apartment?
So Ix is dropping Lucas and Arno off wherever nearby.
I would say like a street or two over from this apartment.
So like right about here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's say like Arno gets out of the carriage, and as Lucas is getting out of the carriage, before he actually gets out, he just turns to Thorn, and he looks at him and he says, "Be careful. This guy might be an amateur, but he's still a member of the assembly, going to be on edge."
I'll be careful.
He heads out.
Excellent.
Ix would wait about 10-15 minutes to give them a head start to the apartment.
Okay.
She doesn't want them seen.
So you all have split up for your given tasks. So that leaves us with Ix driving and Thorn in the carriage.
Yep.
For now, yeah. Until we get closer.
All right. You make the rest of the distance. You arrive back at the portion of the social district where the apartment is. You had told him to wait for your signal and he would know it when he saw it.
So what I'm picturing, I think we talked a little bit about this last session, but what I'm picturing is Spren flying up to the window of his apartment, spinning around a bit to get his attention, and then just as he walks over to the window to look at this flying snake, Spren flying back to the carriage with the ominously open waiting door. So
yeah, that covers it. That covers it, yeah. That was the plan. So with that, after Ix parks, she'll click her tongue twice, and Spren will pop out of her pocket, and she'll talk to him that window, and he'll fly up and do his little figure eights in front of the window until he gets Lauren's attention. Lauren's attention, is that how you say it?
Just call him Ophitis. You'll have to use his first name.
I don't know if I can pronounce Ophitis better than Lauren.
You
But
just
there we go.
Oh.
No, it's done now.
It is a done deed. All right. Well, you successfully get Lauren Ophitis' attention. A short time later, you can see him surreptitiously exit the apartment building and heads for the open door of the carriage.
Spren will come back to Ix. She will place him around her neck, and she won't make any eye contact with Ophitis at all. She'll just look forward as if she's just there.
All right. He glances up at Ix as he approaches at a casual walk. Kind of takes in her appearance. Let's see. You're still wearing what you already were. You probably haven't had a chance to change, I imagine, into your new clothes.
Actually, that's a question, isn't it? I was in the Suncup Bazaar and I did buy clothes. Would you allow Ix to have changed?
That depends on how confident she feels on finding a private place to do so.
Pretty sure she would have found something. I'd like to think so.
Okay. So yes, you are welcome to have changed. hopefully nobody oversaw.
What else would be new? So
Okay,
she'd be
so you are
wearing like it's the third one from the left that I just posted in the art channel, but not nearly as intricate. There isn't nearly as many ties and whatnot. It's just more or less basic to fit more of the Ankarel aesthetic. And her stomach would be covered too, but that's beyond. So that's just the general idea. But yeah, no. So she changed her clothes and she has the hat. She does have the hat pulled down a little bit to kind of cover her face because she was seen by him earlier in the day.
let's see. All right. So yeah, he glances up at you as he approaches, turns his attention back to the interior, and presumably sees Thorn sitting and waiting for him.
Yep.
All right. Without speaking, just as if his casual pickup, like he ordered this carriage to come get him and bring him somewhere. He heads on in, takes a seat across from you, closes the door behind him.
Oh no, I was so excited for this, and now the nerves are setting in.
Where is Thorn situated? Is he closer to Ix with his back to her outside the carriage, or is he on the opposite side so he can see the window?
I think he's on the opposite side so that he can see through the window.
Okay.
No, actually.
Or does he want to be closer to the little door behind Ix?
Yeah.
So I think that the little door between Ix and the interior of the carriage would probably be closed because it's more believable that it would be. And I'm hoping that Ix, with her perception, would be able to hear anyway, as long as she's paying close enough attention. I think he would. Actually, curtains are drawn.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
They can be, yes.
Curtains will be drawn. He's going to be sitting closer to where Ix would be.
Okay.
Also, I'm going to say he does have the staff. He's just walking with it like it's just his walking stick.
I also think if there is anything like something bad is about to happen, unplanned.
Oh, we would have made a signal for that.
Like a knock.
On the
That's
or something.
that's exactly why I'm thinking he's sitting closer to the side with Ix. So
that makes sense. Just like he would lean up and tap twice to be like, okay, get moving, and that's her signal to move, so it wouldn't seem out of place.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, carriage starts moving.
Oh. Oh, I slept terribly last night, and I'm feeling it now. Fell asleep on my couch and then woke up at 3. I'm like, oh, this isn't my bed. All right. So, Thorn, you have Lauren sitting across from you, his back to Ix. You knock twice for Ix to proceed.
Yep.
Presumably heading for the rendezvous.
Yeah, I think Thorn is probably sitting like in the middle of this bench across from Lauren, very comfortably. So, trying to seem as completely in control.
Nonchalant.
Yeah, in control and nonchalant as he can. And he's going to open with, as I believe Lucas had once suggested, with, so, when did you leave Rexentrum?
As Lauren gets in, sits across from you, he looks, whereas you look casual and in control, once he's inside, He looks expectant and curious. You ask your first question, when did he leave Rexentrum?
Yeah.
And I had thought about this, and I should have written down answers for all the questions you guys actually discussed in my presence. Let's see. He seems a little surprised by the question, but he sits back. He tries to think for a moment. I would say, oh, it's been at least a month now, maybe two.
And how
Had to
long?
do a bit of traveling to make it away from that place and get this far.
So how long have you been in Ankarel?
On Corel, much shorter period, a little over a week, perhaps, maybe a week. Came in by airship after making it to the Menagerie coast. That fool of a king doesn't have airships of his own, so I figured this would be the best way to get away from them as fast as possible.
Yeah, it seems you went through a lot of trouble after taking the staff.
Well, had to get away from their assassins. The assembly does not take treachery lightly.
Is the staff really worth it?
Well, it was taken originally, as far as I'm aware, it was taken by another worshiper of Zahir that they had captured and dealt with. So this was confiscated from them, and when I realized its significance, I took it from its keepers and wanted to treat it with more respect than they were doing.
Thorn's going to raise an eyebrow in interest at the mention of another worshipper of Zahir and ask, who is it taken from? Anybody notable?
No one that I had heard of previously. Those are not matters that I am usually made privy to. But the staff's origins came to my attention through overheard conversations, and I knew what I had to do from there.
Is that the only knowledge you have of the staff's connection to Zahir?
Oh, I did hear them speak of using it in some kind of ritual, so I've been looking for information on further uses for the staff so that I can better serve our master.
Yeah, from what I hear, you've been bouncing across the city looking into Zahir. Has your search
Nobody
proved useful?
Nobody seems to have much of anything useful about the cloaked serpent. They all tell tales of the terrible betrayer gods, and, the dark deities, and anyone who worships them. The usual drivel, same as in the Empire.
Then what exactly were you hoping to find in researching Zahir here, of all places? What connection brought you to think that you'd find out more about Zahir and Ankarel?
Ankarel was more than anything else just my way to get away, but I also know that there are a number of schools and places of research and knowledge here. I also hope to find some clue, whether historical or something recent, in my research that might lead me to other worshippers, like either hints of known locations where they've been seen recently or in the past. Thought I might be able to join up with others like us and It was not the means I intended, but it seems to have worked out somehow. How long have you been in Ank'Harel?
A few days. I was not expecting to find another person here that was interested in Zahir.
What did bring you to Ank'Harel?
Unrelated matters.
Not something in service to the Cloaked Serpent, then?
No, which is why your presence here interests me. I am curious, if you haven't heard the voice of Zahir, what do you hope to gain by serving him? What makes you worthy?
Oh my god. He said.
Worthy, you say? Well, I've certainly done my best to live up to his tenets and principles. There were some who tried to stop me when I left the assembly. Made sure they suffered. I made sure to enjoy it.
Oh, okay. I mean, that tracks, but damn.
And how do you intend to aid Zahir?
Well, that is, as I said, part of the research I am doing. Learning more about rituals, trying to meet up with others so that we can pool our knowledge. Possibly work toward freeing him from the betrayer's prison. Find some way to circumvent the divine gate if it can be done.
Circumvent the divine gate?
Curious, actually, would Thorn know about things like the divine gate?
I don't fucking know. You tell me.
I mean, I think Ix would have an inkling, maybe, but she's not in the character.
Oh,
Ix knows what the divine gate is.
That's a 19.
19. Yes, it's for anybody who pays any attention to matters that have to do with the gods or the history of the calamity, which you've been gradually learning more about on this journey. After the calamity was concluded and the betrayers were defeated by the prime deities and the mortals that were helping them, the prime deity, this is for the benefit of everybody who might not know, out of character, the prime deities left for their own other planes. They left the material plane and they set up the divine gate as kind of a lattice barrier so that nothing as strong as a deity could pass through and directly return to or interfere with the material plane. They could only do so through like giving boons to their worshippers or sending like lesser celestial beings to the material plane to do things.
Okay, so let me clarify that question with, it wasn't to ask what the divine gate was, but more so how he even thinks something like that would be possible. Like, what is he imagining, essentially, that would entail?
Let's see. Just from... make an insight check.
Okay.
The information for free. Don't know what I'm thinking.
Can't fault me for trying.
16.
16. Okay. From his answers to your questions and just the vibe you're getting from him, he seems enthusiastic and like he's putting in the effort to try to research and figure something out. You don't feel like he currently has a plan. The plan right now is to figure out what the plan is going to be.
Okay.
It's in pre-production. We're not even quite to the alpha level of development yet.
Okay.
Pre-alpha.
So, this is a question Thorn is going to ask because I have a list of questions. But am I correct in assuming that this staff is what led you to Zahir? Or did you have earlier aspirations and that was just your opportunity?
I had an interest beforehand, but being around the people that I was at the time, I always had to keep that all under wraps. Could not openly do anything. But the staff was an opportunity that I could not pass. I know it sounded like that sentence was going to have more, but I don't know what else is coming after that sentence. So I don't know if he does either.
Okay.
So that's in character.
So
that goes along with the feeling that he doesn't know what his plan is yet.
Okay. That's kind of what I assumed would be the answer as well. Let me check through my list here, make sure I didn't forget anything. So you have no knowledge, then, of what Zahir is trying to achieve, or what he's capable of, as of yet?
No. I know what he is historically capable of. As far as achieving, well, like the rest of them, he wishes to escape his prison and return to the material plane.
Of course, but you just have no plan of how he would do that as of yet.
I have not been able. He has not spoken to me. I know how words work.
Would it be safe to assume that in the course of this conversation we have reached the rendezvous point?
As soon as I double check one thing that is not in my little quick reference notes, because it is not a score that I very often have to check in secret.
Unless, of course, he has questions, because I have exhausted my list at this point. And
okay.
I think asked everything that we discussed as a group, and then some.
Right. He does press a little more on trying to ask about your plans. Like, is there, like, so what have your goals been? Is there anything I can aid you with?
Trying to think of how to answer that question. That's sort of the tricky part with gods. They want stuff, but they don't necessarily tell you what.
Their ways are not always ours to comprehend as long as we serve them faithfully, I suppose.
I'm trying really hard not to look at Heather during this, but her screen is right next to David's on mine.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I'm trying not to say anything, but the facial expressions are still loud.
I like your reactions. It's
so
very hard
intense.
for me not to like chuckle every time I see them.
All right. Well, just for funsies, go ahead. No, actually, I'll just use your passive score, and yeah, he's not anywhere close to that. Never mind. Yeah, yeah. No, he. You don't get the sense that he detects any double dealing on your part. He does. He does not appear to see through the ruse. I like the word ruse for some reason. But yeah, no. On the rest of the trip, he just carries on with similar conversation, just trying to press you for details while you deflect as best you can, giving very non-specific answers. Um, we can say that by around this time or after not very long, you can see, or Ix, you can see the intersection
So
coming up.
I will say, as we get to the rendezvous point,
You have the curtains drawn, so I don't know if you can tell how close you are.
I feel like we would have a signal, right? Ix?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. I would cough or something
Yeah.
twice.
Yeah, we work
A
together.
knock.
Yeah.
No knock. No, a knock would be too obvious at that point because he knocked twice to get the carriage moving, and a knock would be deliberate. So
Or-
it's coughing or something.
Or even as the carriage rolls to a stop, which is kind of what I was imagining, because I mean, the carriage
Oh,
has
yeah, that
to
works
stop
too.
for this. I think Thorn would lean in towards this guy and go, "You know, though, Lauren, the thing about snakes is you can't really trust them," and open the door.
And here's the signal, guys. Damn! Did you have that plan this whole time? 'Cause
I
that
did.
was baller. So good. Can we hand out another inspiration? Because that was an amazing line.
That was good.
I can get behind that. Have some inspiration.
I will take that. I won't lie. That is why I was like, we can say what the signal is, but let's not discuss it here. Because I didn't want to
I
spoil
don't want you to ruin my moment. It was a beautiful moment. Oh, Ix was there too. Oh, Ix loved that. Yes. Sorry.
Well, with that being initiated, wow, I never thought of the connection between those two words. Fortunately, he did not see through you before that point, so he is surprised as you roll initiative.
Mm,
Oh, that's great.
let's hope I roll better this time. Moderately better this time.
Oh, fuck no. Sorry, Mom. That's a 6. That's a 6.
15 for
Yikes.
me.
Yikes. Well, we have a surprise round, right?
25 for Thorn.
Oh, Thorn's ready.
It makes sense, honestly.
Say 1 second. See a 15 for Ben. Okay. Ix, what was your initiative?
6.
6.
6. No, that's not for you. That's not for you. Thank you. No. Well, then get back in your bed.
Oh, very good. Pretty good.
My toes are cold. Oh, that was such a good line. I know it's already passed, but I'm gonna be talking about that for a few days to myself. Like, It was just so good.
All right. Well, Thorn, you instigate the signal, open the door, say your line. He is taken aback, and you are at the top of initiative.
Okay. We are. You know what? It's not even a question. Yeah, I'm gonna attack him. I had to think about who.
To incapacitate.
Yes.
Ben's promotion rides on this.
Yes.
Yes. I don't like how you said that. I don't like how you said any of that. Sure, yeah, I hear ya as you roll every single die.
I'm bonus action, Crimson Right. Real quick, just got in my hand.
Of course.
And that is, I'm forgetting how to do math. What am I talking about? I never knew how to do math in the first place. 26 and 23 to hit on the first two. I have a third one. The third one is a 24.
All three hit. He is wearing leather armor.
Okay. Two of these are with Serpent Strike specifically, and one of them is with Black Steel.
Do not bother rolling poison damage.
Okay, he's immune.
He is immune to poison.
That's fine.
Probably fine.
So for Serpent Strike, for both attacks, it is 13 damage together.
Alrighty.
And for the Black Steel Short Sword... Oh, wait. I forget. 16, not 13. And for the Black Steel Short Sword, it is 11 damage, and then I just need to quickly double check the damage die for the other thing, because I haven't used it in a while.
It's like we haven't had any combats for a while before today.
Okay, it's another d6. Oh, d6 per an attack. I do a lot of damage. It's a little bit too much sometimes.
I don't know what you're talking about.
An additional 9 damage from Crimson Right.
All right then. Is that all you're doing for your opener?
And then I'm gonna hop out of the carriage. I don't want to be in an enclosed space with this guy.
He likes this carriage on fire, which
Yeah.
we did not anticipate.
Before you hop out of the carriage, I do have one question for you.
What?
Okay.
How do you want to do this?
Oh.
my God, he did. He straight up beat the
He had
shit.
that little HP?
He was very high on the ladder at the Cerberus Assembly.
He's a wizard, Harry.
And you caught him by
He was
surprise.
an intern. He was an intern at the Cerberus Assembly, apparently.
He was an intern. He was unpaid. And he stole office supplies and just left.
Okay, I really wasn't expecting, Wow, okay. Well, I will say he probably did incapacitate him. Just thinking
Probably.
about it. I was being a bastard before, but that was because I didn't think I'd actually be put in the position of potentially killing him in the first round.
I know I had plans for what he was going to do if he had seen through you, but he did not. So you had carte blanche to do as you wanted.
Yeah, no, he incapacitates him.
Okay.
But, he'll make it hurt, I guess.
Just like a follower of Zahir would do.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, reap what you sow.
But yeah, I guess I will stab him in non-vital places the places that would fucking hurt, I suppose.
Well,
And
as,
yeah.
as you just unleash upon him, you just the main thing in your that catches your attention as you're just focused on this poor man uh, is the look of utter betrayal on his face and disbelief, and then unconsciousness.
I want to say when he goes down, Thorn kind of pauses like he was definitely expecting more of a fight and just has like a, wow, he really was an amateur, just through and through. Like...
Looking at his stats, he's somewhere like the equivalent of level 4-ish.
Oh, and we're level 7? Oh,
Yeah.
that poor boy got into the wrong carriage. I tell you.
How did he survive for a month?
Hiding. He was a coward.
If assassins really are after him, this was the best possible outcome.
I mean, he's got some useful spells. He just didn't get to use any of them today.
Well, Thorn's gonna wave for the hands of Ord to like come over, like, okay, you can come arrest him.
He was, if he had seen through you, he was gonna like hold person on Thorn so he couldn't cry for help and not have the paladin aura to help him out. And maybe that would have gone well. Maybe it would have gone badly for him. It went badly for him either way. So, oh well.
That was a great fight, guys. Glad we did that for one. It was a half a round. It was like 10, not even 10 seconds.
It was one person's turn.
I rolled like a lot of ones on damage too, guys. Like
you were holding back. You were holding back. It's
well,
okay.
when you roll 42 dice,
you know that's fair.
If this was an older edition, he would have -3 hit points after those attacks.
Just in the interest of speeding up time, Ben would let the Hand of Ord like apprehend and bind him and maybe take away any spellcasting focuses or anything that he has. And I will spend a key point and I will actually use Hand of Healing on him so that he doesn't have to die in custody.
He's disarmed of all of his implements.
We're handing over the snake staff, I imagine.
That's up to you guys.
And do they have any use for it?
That's kind of what I was
cool
asking.
snake staff?
I mean, the Cobalt Soul does know about it, so I feel like Ben would want it, if only to deliver it, assuming the Hands of Ord wouldn't take it.
That's fair. I guess if they don't care what happens to it, then somebody in the party gets a cool snake staff.
Okay.
Wow, Thorn, that was crazy.
Yeah, that was a lot easier than I thought it'd be. But also, unfortunately, he doesn't know a lot. He was looking for a ritual, though. That much I got out of him.
A ritual for what?
A ritual that the staff is meant to be used in. To do what he didn't specify. I don't know that he knew. But, you know.
Do you mind sharing your discussion with Iwo?
I could.
I mean, Ix overheard it, right? I would imagine so.
Well, not if you were driving, maybe not.
But
no, okay.
I mean, they weren't yelling their conversation, and there was a lot of road noise.
Okay.
Wait, so Ix did or didn't hear it?
Didn't.
Oh,
since I was focusing on driving, and I could probably pick up bits and pieces during slow times or quiet times, but it is still kind of around what? Late lunch. Yeah, mid-afternoon. So I mean, it is daylight out.
And you would have wanted to, maintain the impression that it was a private conversation.
Yeah, and she doesn't drive carriages often, so it makes sense.
She had her eyes on the road like she should.
Mm-hmm.
She's
Well, she would
driving.
have been listening out for any signal that Thorn would have given.
Oh, that too. But
yeah, we will take the staff. We'll hand over the perp to the hands of Ward. Explain that he is a wizard, that he does use magic. Ben, of course, already stripped him of all spell casting focuses that we could see. Ix would help with that if need be. We'd give our statements, and then we'd take the carriage back to Lucas and Arno. Let's see how they're doing.
yes, indeed. All right. Let me clean up the map a little bit. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of tokens for people that are not here right now. And that would have been over. Here we go.
Lucas and Arno get a map.
Woo! So
Just
fancy.
cuz. All right. So, meanwhile, we return to the streets of the Sigil District map. Oh, you guys can't see the name. That's unfortunate. It says Streets of the Sigil District up at the top on the GM layer.
Oh.
Just have to imagine that. You were dropped off a discreet distance away, and after seeing the carriage leave the area, you are free to proceed with your part of the plan.
Yeah. Arno would probably go invisible beforehand, looking at Lucas and just gonna be like, I'll just keep messaging you. And if something goes down,
Make an Arcana check.
it's not good. 10.
That is, I was gonna say if you got at least a 10. It occurs to Arno that if he casts the message spell, he will no longer be invisible.
Oh.
So as he's saying the idea aloud, he's like, "Wait a second, I know better than that."
It's fine. Are you able? You're not able to detect magic or anything, are you?
No. No.
Okay.
No.
Well, then what do we know? We know you were inside already. Is it a kind of place that we can just walk into? Like
Yeah.
it's
Um,
apartments. We just act like we live here, right?
Exactly. And it wasn't. I would have noticed if he had to like unlock the front door of the building, and I'm assuming he didn't have to.
You did not see him open any kind of lock on the outside door.
Yeah, and he'd be like, "Yeah, I think he only had to unlock his door." And at least while I was there, he was an idiot, and there was no like spells on the doors.
But you weren't inside his apartment.
No.
All right. Well,
But Thorn got inside of his apartment and didn't blow up, so.
But he was there when Thorn was inside his apartment.
I'll be careful.
Why not let me get close enough to see if I can see any magic? Maybe then I'll feel better.
Okay.
All right. Are you two making any other preparations before heading inside?
I'm gonna give Lucas inspiration. Just in
Hey.
case he needs it.
Hey!
So that's, I want to say, 10 minutes. In the next 10 minutes, Lucas, if you need to add to a roll, you are able to do so.
Let's do it.
1d6.
Let's go.
I don't even know what icon to use, so I'm going to pick this, like, all for one type of thing.
That's
You're
perfect.
helping each other out.
I love it. Gonna stride in like I belong.
All right. And Lucas, you are, Arno, you are sticking with the plan to still be invisible.
Yeah.
So you can't magically whisper, but you can just normal whisper unseen if you need to.
That's true.
Okay.
Tap me here.
So head on in like you own the place, or at
I
least
own the place.
You own a room in the place.
I own at least a place within this place.
You have been placed within the place now. All right.
I am within the
So
place.
Arno, you had followed him up to his room previously.
Mhm.
Lucas, that's right. Lucas was keeping his distance, if I recall, because you were
Yes.
you were staying with
Correct.
him.
Lucas was watching the cart because it was a very important part of the plan.
Naturally.
Yes.
So Lucas is unfamiliar with the building, but Arno, who is invisible, knows where Ophitus's room was.
I feel like Arno can just guide Lucas with taps, and
Yep.
Lucas just completely follows along
Just guide his hips.
without
okay,
a
now
single
turn
single
this way.
incident.
Turn
Yep.
this way. No, this way.
Not
It's
even. Not even. Lucas is just following the unspoken signals to a T.
Okay. A way is figured out wordlessly to navigate. That feels like something they would be able to do easily enough. Okay, so
They have such a bond. They can just speak without speaking to each other.
That's true. That's true.
Arno, you managed to guide Lucas up to the second level to the door of Ophitus's room. Lucas, you stand before a door.
I wish to cast Detect Magic.
Not going to check the crack under the door, see if you can see through.
That's Arno. He's much closer to the bottom of the door and invisible.
Fair enough.
Not much
Important aspect
closer.
of checking
Okay.
doors.
Sir, you are
Very
4 foot
nice.
something. I am 6 foot something. You are much closer to the floor.
Just thinking of Eomer all of a sudden. I would cut off your head, dwarf, if it stood but a little higher from the ground. All right. So you said you're casting your spell.
Detect Magic, please.
All right. Lucas cast Detect Magic. Nothing in eyesight catches your attention. You do see there's another door behind you off to one side that has some kind of abjuration spell on their door, but not this door.
Arno
All right.
will all.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Surprise cameo.
Yep. Lucas just seems very, very, very casual at this door. He has no concern whatsoever. That guy over there. He just laughs under his breath about people being paranoid.
Nods a little behind him at that door.
There is. Pause as Arno checks to make sure there's no one else in this hallway, and then he'll softly chuckle. So no one walks down the hallway and hears a disembodied voice.
Fair enough. Yeah, the coast is clear.
And then he will just triple check and check for normal traps, not magic traps.
Make an investigation. just in case you missed anything last time.
He could have put it up while, they were gone. Investigation +3. 21.
21. Seems like this door has been untampered with. Nothing has been added to it. Beyond just, normal apartment front door specs. Just a normal lock as far as you can tell.
Right, and then he will, assuming the coast is clear, will pick the lock.
Naturally.
Which is sleight of hand?
Should be able to just make a thieves' tools check.
Okay.
Which would be Dex plus proficiency plus your D4.
Okay. Mm-hmm. 23.
More than enough. It's not a super complicated lock. But yeah, you do your thing. The door seems ready to swing open at your command. And by command, I mean turning the knob.
All right. He will open the door enough for him to get through and to give Lucas a chance to scan the room if he wants to.
Lucas wants to.
Mm-hmm.
Since nobody's in the hallway, it doesn't matter that, Lucas, as if this was his room. Oops, my bad.
And he just mentally opened this door before him, if anyone was watching.
I mean, he might have held a hand out of pretend. From a distance, it looks like he didn't.
Yeah, just
from
like
a distance.
From a distance. Just like anytime you go to the store and the automatic doors open and you act like you used the force to do it.
I have done that many, many times. Yes.
I don't doubt it, and I don't deny doing the same. But yes, you force your way in, so to speak. Take a glance around with your detect magic still up. Go ahead, give me a perception check, Monsieur Lucas.
We're going to use our inspiration on that.
Hey.
We are so glad we used our inspiration on that. It was a 4. It's not anymore. So
Okay.
perception. 14.
14. Much better than a 4.
Much better than a 4. Not amazing, but much better than a 4.
All right. Just getting your initial scope of the room. You don't catch anything dangerous that you should watch out for. You do see a little stain on the floor from where it looks like maybe some tea had been spilt onto the carpet. Although the broken teacup that Arno had heard previously drop has been cleaned up, apparently. Let's see. Yeah, you come in. It's not a real luxurious looking apartment. There's a sitting room that's not super big. There's a couple of chairs, window that Arno had seen Thorn come in through previously. When you walk in, off to your right, there seems to be a small kitchen area, and then to the left, there's not a door that closes, but there is a doorway that would presumably lead to a bedroom. And you do not hear anyone moving about in here. He didn't appear to have a confederate that you were unaware of.
All right.
Clear.
Arno would whisper, right, I'll be back. and would close the door unless Lucas wants to come in too.
I mean, I think it'd be really funny.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Come inside.
Lucas wants to come in and like drape himself across one of the chairs.
I can picture it. The chair is not uncomfortable. Most of the furniture in here is functional. There are some cushions in there. It's not bad. But yeah, you lounge while Arno does his thing.
Mm-hmm.
So Arno, what's the plan?
He is going to do a thorough search of this apartment, like for secret compartments under the bed. He's looking everywhere to see.
Go ahead,
What he has.
Investigation.
Okay. 22.
22. All right. Having free reign of the place, you make give it a thorough rundown, a walkthrough, a shakedown. Let's see. Nothing particularly of interest in the sitting room other than Lucas, who is always of interest. Didn't seem to be hiding anything in the kitchen. And why is this not clicking? There we go. I was clicking the wrong thing. That's why I wasn't clicking. Operator error. Let's see. Casing the bedroom that was off to the left, you do find he had just a couple of changes of clothes that he seems to have bought after arriving here. You presume he didn't have a whole lot of time to pack when he left Rexingtrum by the look of the possessions that he has here. I would love to tell you in more detail what he has, and because it is about the time that we usually wrap up, I will figure that out and let you know what you find with a 22. Because I want it to be not entirely uninteresting.
All right.
Dang, guys. We be efficient. We be getting shit done.
Yup.
We be making stuff happen. We made a plan. We stuck to the plan, and the plan got executed, and no one died.
No people got executed, only the plan.
Only the plan. Only the plan.
Somebody definitely almost died.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, someone didn't get executed this time.
This time. I'm gonna take this win. I don't care. I'm gonna take this win.